Welcome back to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. I'm here with co-hosts
Sam Morrissey
and Watson Bradshaw.
And I'm bloody well Chad Cook, here on the epicenter of the headquarters of the Enter the Nerdom.
The Fantastic Three.
The Fantastic Three,
if you will. Yes? No?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Watts doesn't like it when I make fun of British people.
Yeah, he does.
He gets offended.
He's just staring at him right now.
Yeah,
it's like he's
make
dagger
blood
eyes.
boil.
Yeah.
It's like the Kill Bill. Just.
How did that sound?
It was not bad. It was not
not
bad.
bad?
Yeah.
If you heard that, would you be like, oh, yeah, that's a British person? Or are you like, not somebody pretending to be a British person? Wow.
Well, don't be a tosser. I'll say to you all in the bigger room. I don't know any slang.
The bigger room?
Bigger room. You go into.
What's a bigger room?
It's a room that's bigger than a smaller room.
There you go.
Okay.
It's an old Cockney slang. Yeah.
Yeah.
For bigger room, it's bigger room.
The bigger room
with 8 O's in it.
There you go. That makes sense. We should just jump right into it. We all watched Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Which is Fantastic Four. Which is the latest Marvel movie that has just been released. Obviously, everybody knows who the Fantastic Four is. This is one of the most anticipated movies of 2025. You know what? 2025 is becoming an interesting year for movies. There's a lot of interesting stuff, good stuff being released.
Yeah,
people taking good leaps.
Yeah,
a lot less bombs this year.
A lot less bombs this year. A lot. So far, things have been pretty good. I mean, we got the typical standard Marvel that has come out, but so far it's been Superman. We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Really good. I really like Fantastic Four. I've got some other stuff that we've watched that we're going to talk about. Also, a lot of stuff that's coming out later this year. So
we've had some years with like real stinkers. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It kind of feels to an extent like the late '90s again.
It feels
like
good.
Wow, there's a lot of good
Cinema's
stuff out.
back, baby.
Yeah.
It feels good where you don't have to fight to explain why you like the movie. Be like, oh, this is really good.
Yeah. You don't have to justify it as much.
Yeah. It's like these are actually good. So.
Yeah, true. Fantastic Four. What did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Criticism, thoughts? What opinions?
I was thoroughly surprised. I had the heaviest of doubts. Like I thought it was going to be okay and not great, but like they really knocked it out of the park. I think it felt so good because it felt like a standalone story as well, and which it was. But it just it worked because you didn't have to connect it to any of the other movies, really.
Exactly.
And I think when you don't have that baggage to worry about, it's easier to enjoy where you are and who the people are and stuff. So I really like that. And the character work, as we've spoken before when the trailers were coming out, I had my doubts on Pedro Pascal and then Quinn as Johnny Storm. They knocked it out of the park. I was thoroughly surprised. I thoroughly enjoyed them as their characters. And,
I agree.
And I'm blanking on her name, but she was a great Sue.
Vanessa Kirby. And then Grimm, it was great as I was thoroughly surprised. Yeah.
So I fully am down for them to continue with.
Their chemistry as a cast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like they are really amazing as a group, and I liked seeing their dynamic. I like seeing them, so far, with all the Fantastic Four movies we've seen, they've kind of downplayed the powers a bit, and we got to see them kind of, obviously I would love to see more with Reed Richards. Than he stretched his arms a little bit, and he bounced around a bit. The Reed in the comics is a lot crazier. He can turn into a ball. He can turn into. I think that
it was a choice though, because if he's too zany off the bat, it's gonna be a little weird for people coming in. Because if you look back at the other two films, when he's dancing on the dance floor, and it was fun, but it's very cheesy.
It looks really terrible.
Yeah,
it did not look
well,
good.
obviously, we didn't have the technology back then.
Yeah, for the time, it was all right. Yeah,
but
I don't know. For the time, it was all right.
But the thing was, the difference between that Mr. Fantastic and this was Pedro's was more serious, and I like that.
For sure.
The movie was more serious.
I like
less jokes.
He has a great line where he's talking about the way he sees the world. And he's like, I see every danger.
Yes.
And I figure out how to defeat it, basically.
Yeah.
and it's a very interesting take on like and versus like Sue's look on life, which is she kind of sees the best in everything.
Yeah,
even like a mob that's outside the building, she goes down and gives a really amazing speech, and she is like the diplomat of the group.
Yeah,
and they, I think they did a really good job with her and her powers, and didn't because people forget like Invisible Woman in the comics is very like OP. Like she's very powerful.
Right. Yeah, I didn't realize how powerful she was.
Yeah.
I always thought it was.
I mean, I knew she had the force shield thing, but
right.
I mean, I always anytime I think of Sue, I see her using her powers and her nose starts bleeding.
That's the movies.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is they really were like they kind of neutered her powers a lot.
She's got the 11
movies.
problem.
Yeah. So I just I was glad to see that they gave her a lot more to work with.
Yeah,
and she was still like the mother of the team.
Yeah,
but still like did a great job of not just being like that, just being her main focus or function.
Yeah.
So I was interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, I like the movie. I think it kind of has the same problem I had with Superman was there's a lot of story in 2 hours.
That's true.
These shorter run times that they've given these two movies, it felt like they try to cram a lot in there. Like, this was, okay, we're going to, an origin story with the family. You get to see their dynamic. Then we're thrown right into, like, she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to throw in Galactus and, it's this world, this Earth that we're not used to, right? It's this kind of pseudo 60s style where
very advanced.
Yeah, but we're still seeing like, okay, so she sets up kind of a UN, and we see Latveria there and stuff like that. But I kind of wanted to see more of this world, like more of what was going on.
I think that would have taken away from the characters though, because we're meeting these guys for the first time, even though we know the Fantastic Four. We're meeting them particularly. And we need to focus on them for a good...
That's why. Well, I agree. That's why I would love to see and I know there is a longer cut of this film. Like John Malkovich was in the trailer.
Yeah,
and they completely cut his character out. He played supposedly a bad guy called the Red Ghost, who you see them at the beginning of the movie fighting some
monkeys or
and supposedly that was like, and he was going to be in a majority of the movie from what I heard.
Oh,
and they cut his whole story out.
Well, I heard it was more on the same context of Sue, in regards to Mole Man, where...
I love the Mole Man. See, I want more Mole Man,
Mole Man was great.
No, yeah, but I think he stole the scene whenever he was there, because it was just... I think it was good. I like that we got flashback of them turning, because I wouldn't want to see that again, really. And to set... the time that they've been heroes, they did have to do that montage of villains, so I didn't mind that either. And the thing though is like, to me personally, I thought this was pretty tight. I didn't think it was too short or it should have been longer.
I agree, Chad. Yeah.
It was just we had the first 20 to 30 minutes of a family dynamic, and then learning she's pregnant, and then it turns into there's this big threat. Then they have to go get prepared for the threat, but they're also worried about the baby. So I think it blended well enough, because the unknown of the baby and then the unknown of this threat just work together as a dual type of story. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like it, like Superman in this. And sorry to digress from that. I just learned that Superman, they had title cards for days of the week. So that the whole movie was supposed to be like episodic, like a day of the week type of thing. Like when you see Clark running into the office, it says Monday across the screen. Like the next day. Yeah.
But they didn't even notice it.
But the test audience said they didn't.
Oh, they cut that out.
Yeah, they cut it out.
It's kind of unnecessary.
Personally, I didn't mind, but I think for the people who didn't like the movie, might have needed that, because the way the story moved so fast, I think they needed to know that this was in the context of a week instead of like, this is not
interesting. Yeah.
So I was like, I hope that's a cut later or something, because I would love it to see that way. But back to Fantastic Four. The version of Galactus, so scary and intimidating. I thought
I loved Galactus. I loved like they weren't scared to go silly with it. This is a big guy in a big crazy suit,
but he didn't look silly. That was the thing. the shot, like that first shot when his eyes open, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But like I remember in those first two original movies back in the early 2000s, they were worried that he would look silly and stuff. But I was like, this is proof that that's not the case. If you knew how to like make the parts and not just like bright purple, they went dark. And,
it was like muted colors.
Yeah, muted colors and
even
things like
his
that.
face had like a metallic sheen kind of thing going on with it. I dug it. I thought they did a great job with Galactus.
He looked great. His ship was awesome.
Yeah. I just kind of wish that I wish I had more before getting into the cosmic threat. Like, like we see Ben Grimm on the streets of like Yancey Street, like for like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
When he talks to Natasha Lyonne's character, who just
nothing
disappears.
Just is there.
It's just and I'm like, where's that story? Like,
right.
And knowing, and the problem is knowing as well. Like, we already teased at the end of Thunderbolts that the Fantastic Four will show up in the MCU proper. So knowing that, okay, we probably won't see this world again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I personally, like, before the movie ended, I thought when they were trying to transport the world, I thought that was going to be why.
That's what I thought, too.
Their world blended with
MCU
that's or whatever like that.
Yep.
And when that wasn't the case, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I would assume Secret Wars comes after Doomsday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how that transpires.
I think that's the next.
Spider-Man 4, I think, is next.
Oh, okay.
And then it's Doomsday.
Okay.
If I recall, right.
I think no, that sounds familiar.
So there's not a lot of time to have them.
No, but I think if they touched too much on like Natasha Lyonne's character, people would be confused. Like,
right?
Because obviously, if longer movie, you'd be able to explore that a little bit more. But I don't think that would have added to his character because he didn't have they didn't give him that much of the trauma of like looking like a freak.
Yeah,
and I know that it would have been good, but it was just like this story didn't need that.
I guess
it was more on the baby and the family.
Yeah, I guess this is like 4 years removed from them getting their power, so he wouldn't have that trauma as much.
Yeah.
He's kind of accepted it.
He had that back and forth with Reed on the balcony. He was like, "Hey, man, I don't, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself." So I felt that was my part of that where I didn't need more.
I think what I wanted to, because we're creating this new world of this kind of 60s-esque futuristic aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I kind of would like, are they the only heroes? Are we going to see, like, because, especially in that scene with the United Nations or the Future Foundation, I was like, oh, we're going to see Wakanda show up? Are we going to see maybe Atlantis? Because I know, like, Sue Storm and Namor has a huge thing in the comic books, but they kind of used that more with Mole Man's stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of would like to see more of that world in general, but hopefully maybe we'll see future sequels where they go back to it.
I mean, if Doomsday starts in that world, you probably will see more.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I'm very surprised that it didn't finish, because I thought, maybe they're gonna have to go off world because Galactus is gonna chase them off world or something. That's kind of what I thought the premise was.
No, I thought the same thing. I was like, okay,
so I was surprised by the end when none of that really came to pass.
I mean. That's why I think I like it more so because it wasn't predictable either. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, and I had my doubts on the Silver Surfer, and I thought that was a great performance there. And I will say this: I think people might have not had a problem with her being female if they just made her bald.
Yeah,
because I thought the hair looked kind of like
it did look
fake or just I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like they just like
I think there would have been nothing wrong with her being bald because as the metal took over her body, it could have just pulled out her hair.
It definitely looked like they had like painted over it a million times. It looked very blocky and
they put a bunch of mousse in there.
Exactly.
Like, okay, but no,
but I didn't have a problem with her.
But the CG with her was amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
Like especially a wormhole sequence was awesome.
Yeah, and that was another part. I was like, if they had set this in the MCU proper, you could have explained, like, why no one heard the Fantastic Four if they were like, we were running away from Galactus, we had to go around a wormhole, and then we show back up, and it was like, 60 years later kind of thing.
True.
Like, I thought they were going to do something like that, but, it's interesting, like, all the paths they could have taken with this film.
No, I mean, to
and just to be clear, I did like the movie. I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it. I just, I think I expected a little more from it.
No, and that's completely like you went in expecting more, and I went in expecting even less. So that's why it panned out the way it did for both of us. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I didn't think I was going to dislike this movie, but so I didn't go in thinking like, because my opinions on Marvel in the past couple of years of Marvel has not been great.
All right, we have the tapes.
I still have.
We have the tapes.
I still haven't watched Thunderbolts, so
still haven't.
Still haven't. I still haven't watched the latest Captain America film. I'm like, I'll get to it.
I still need to see the Captain America.
Yeah,
one, but
so
I did like Thunderbolts. So.
So I went into it just like, I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I think that they're going to take it. I hope they take it in a different direction.
Yeah,
which they did. I love the family dynamic of it. I love that both Superman and Fantastic Four didn't do an origin story. Yeah, because we know that it's happened. We get it, and they just jump right into it. This is like their
fourth year.
Yeah, their fourth year. But it's kind of like Batman, year one.
Yeah,
to an extent. It's we passed that, and
they're
kind of new, but they're not. They're still getting, they're still cutting their teeth. Both superhero franchises. I love the family dynamic of it. That was really fun. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things. The biggest strengths of Fantastic Four has always been their family unit.
Yeah,
that's their greatest strength.
Yeah, it makes them different than any other superhero.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So even with the Justice League or the Avengers, which are more of a professional team, this is more of a family. That's that dynamic comes before anything else.
Yeah.
So I love that they stuck with it, and like you guys said, the Galactus looked great. I didn't really understand the whole concept of how he was going to use the baby to have him take over. I mean, obviously there's something special about the baby.
I wanted to ask you that because you're more of the Franklin's powers. Like, what are they?
So
what is it? Yeah.
Franklin Richards is
good bringing it up, Chad.
He has reality altering powers. In the comic books, he's an Omega level mutant, right? Like, so he's
equivalent to like the one of the stones, the reality stone.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like he can in the 90s. I don't know if you remember like the Heroes Were Born universe.
I remember. So
like when Onslaught happened and he supposedly killed a bunch of the Avengers and stuff.
Yeah,
and they got moved to a different pocket universe.
Yeah,
Franklin's the one that created that universe. And he basically had it as a toy ball that he would and the universe was inside.
Oh wow.
So this is how powerful this kid can be. And so there's been comics where Galactus has even served him.
Really?
So it's Galactus has been Franklin's herald because he's that powerful.
Now, is he in the comics? Have they portrayed him as like an evil kid, like he's a Brightburn or something like that?
No,
he's just a good kid.
He's always been a good kid.
Yeah.
And has always had the relationship with his parents have been always very strong. And so he has a good moral center and everything like that.
Good,
and knows that he could rub out, sorry, wrong, not rub out. He could take out reality and it, whenever he wants.
But if he was raised by the wrong person, he'd be like a Homelander or something.
Yeah, and I think there's been alternate versions.
Now that totally clicks for me now because thinking of his ability there, it'd be that much easier to join the universes together.
Yeah.
Or make them easily just jump to the other 616 universe.
Right. Well, and that's kind of the rumors going about of what the next what Doomsday will be about.
Yeah.
Is Doom trying to use Franklin Richards?
With the ending clip there.
Yeah.
And I was like, part of me, I was like, I'm right about Doom because I was like, Doom's gonna be from their universe and not the 616, and I was like, yes, I got that right.
Now, do you think he originally looks like Tony Stark, or is it he uses Franklin to change his face?
That's when I left the theater. People were talking about that. Yeah,
so I'm thinking because he was touching his face, if Franklin was touching his face,
pulled the mask off. Yeah.
So I'm curious. I was like, if he's not scarred yet, it could be someone else, but. I think that it probably was already. I mean, obviously, it probably was just a stand-in actor. It wasn't even, they didn't even need him there. But
look, they just paid Rob Downey Jr. $80 million. So
I'm not going to show up. To that shoot today.
You better show up for that one day.
But the thing is, I really want. I was like, if you're gonna be Doom, you're gonna keep that mask on. I don't want you to take that off.
Seriously, bro. Let's not do a Will Smith Deadshot.
Well, yeah, where he wore the mask once.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, if he doesn't want to wear the mask, he'll just do the VO for it or whatever like that. But I just I'm hoping. Yeah, he's still not the real Doom though. That's what I'm hoping for. I really don't want him to be Doom. So I'm hoping he's just going to be like the beginning of it, and then he, I don't know, reveals his true face or something like that. Kind of like what was the Harry Potter movies with Johnny Depp and
the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
stuff.
where it was oh my God,
Colin
Farrell. Yeah,
Colin Farrell,
and then it revealed it was Johnny Depp.
I was like, oh, Colin Farrell's so much better. Why did we reveal Johnny Depp?
They should have done the reverse.
Right?
Yeah. But
John Depp was hot at the time. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he was.
Is it Warner Bros? Well, that's Disney for Pirates.
Pirates, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm intrigued where they're gonna go with that because now. But the thing is also, is there because we saw they're 4 years in and we never he wasn't there for Latveria at the UN meeting. It was the chair was empty.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, does he know the Fantastic Four already, or is there a relationship there? Is there no relationship?
He must know.
Basically, the comic books they went to college together.
I know that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but he never referenced Doom's name throughout the movie. So I'm just like, if he's not in his head or mindset anywhere, then or they battled before, I'm curious is he just a new threat at that moment?
Yeah.
And or part of me thought he might have come from the other universe to here. But I was like, the fact that they have Latveria as a nation,
yeah.
I was like, no, he's from this universe.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I'm to see how they play that out. So,
I was really sad. Well, not sad, but I didn't see. There was no in memory of Julian McMahon who played Dr. Doom.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
I thought maybe they would throw a little something at the end for him, but
yeah,
maybe it was too late. Because he died.
I think
before the premiere.
Yeah, it was like a week or two. I think 2 weeks ago or something. Yeah.
So I kind of thought we'd have something, but
yeah, but also to bring up original Fantastic Four actors, the old '90s movie.
Yeah, they
did the small cameo as they were all workers.
Yeah,
right?
I love that. That was
That's
so
awesome.
sweet.
That's so good. Yeah,
because I don't know if you guys seen the documentary Doomed.
Yeah, part of it. I haven't seen
It's
it.
so good.
It's so good, man.
And
Because we had heard about this movie for a long time. It's this fucking joke, and it looks so terrible. And then you actually talk to the actors and get the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and it's like these guys actually were super excited to be in the film,
and
they thought it was gonna launch their careers. A lot of them were fans of the comics, so they were really into it.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that they were just being lied
and they
to
put a
the
lot of
entire
their
time.
own money into marketing it when they were like, oh, we're gonna do cons and stuff,
man.
and
it was all for nothing.
they had no idea. Yeah. They had no idea that it wasn't meant to be made. It wasn't supposed to come out.
Yeah, they got stabbed in the back from the get-go.
Yeah. Somehow, I remember going to Comic Cons for years, and there'd always be a copy of that tape floating around. For $20, there'd be a video cassette of that version of the Fantastic Four. In the little bootleg section.
And the if that movie did do well, I forget the name of the movie that it turned into, but Jeffrey Combs was going to be Doctor Strange in a film.
Oh,
and then
it was like Dr. Mordred or something like that.
Yeah, something like they became that instead. But that was going to be Doctor Strange. But since they didn't succeed with Fantastic Four, they were like, let's not.
Yeah, there's a great documentary as well on the Canon Film Group.
Yeah,
and their whole dealings and. Wooey boy.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, Canon Films was just
very they would make a movie and use the money from that movie to fund their next movie, and
it was as cheap as they can possibly.
And c'est la vie. Different times, man.
Different times. And now it's just all on YouTube.
Yeah, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
You can watch that '94 version of Fantastic Four with really, really early bad CGI. Of Human Torch.
Yeah.
Doing
the Mr. Fantastic one from 2000 whatever 2, 5 whatever it is.
Yeah,
that still looks much worse. So on the dance floor.
Something about stretchy powers never seem to come off great.
In live action, Although they did a pretty good job here because they kept it in check.
Well, I think they did the Captain America thing where they when he uses a shield, it's got to be at certain moments.
Exactly.
You can't just have him stretch for a cup of coffee. And
he did that one time when he reached for something.
Yeah, it was,
and that was it. But they didn't do it too much. The
The
only time it kind of looked a little goofy, but again, it's because it's live action. When Galactus actually stretches him out,
I kind of like that.
I thought that was cool.
Just because Galactus's face, he had like a little
smile.
Just like
it looked good, but at the same time, it's like if they did that too much, it would look kind of goofy.
I wanted Galactus to, although it wouldn't have made sense in universe, but I just wanted him to, as he stretches, like Stretch Armstrong, just to say that. Just it would
Stretchy.
Say something that it would just be funny at that moment. But
what do you guys think of the thing with a beard?
It looked good. I thought it looked interesting.
It's a very interesting choice for him.
I thought that's really cool that it grows and he has to sand it down. And like he could change his look if he wanted to. Yeah. So I was like, all right, he's 4 years in, he's making it his own, and like I like that. Where
that was in the comic, right? At one point, I remember.
So at times in the comic books, because a part of Ben's powers is he's got incredible longevity. So there's books where Reed has gone to the future and seen like thousands of years in the future, and you see a Ben Grimm with a beard. He's like a big stalactite.
Makes me think because Kang the Conqueror is a descendant in some comic books of Reed Richards.
Yeah, that's right.
So if obviously I don't think they're bringing that character back.
I just saw a post that they were offering, I think, $10,000 if anyone could write a good way to explain how they killed all the Kangs in the Council of Kangs.
Oh,
like they were like, I don't know if how legit that was, but I read that on like Instagram.
Oh, I could do that. I already came up with it right
now. Make that money.
Just a black hole. There you go. Boom. Done. Black hole. Boom. Wormhole. Boom. Mega Collider opened a rift and it sucked all of it. Boom. There it is.
I would have Joker laugh.
It's not the quickest answer. It's the best answer.
Yeah.
Well, you just build off of that. It's like, okay, how's a wormhole? Get the smartest people, build that wormhole. Something goes wrong, somebody gets sucked in. There you go. Or you get a Celestial come down, and then its arm jumps in through their base and rips out all the, I don't know.
They're having that meeting, and that's Galactus Eats Their Planet.
He's like,
they're all visiting.
Hey, that looks pretty tasty.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Deadpool shows up.
There you go. He kills all.
Conquesty. Now that's a tasty planet.
There you go.
That's who should have played Galactus' Samuel Jackson. Now that's a tasty planet.
Big King. Was there any scenes that stuck out to you guys for the movie?
Well, the scene where Galactus opens his eyes in the smoky thing of his ship. I thought that was really cool, and I think there was there was really no a scene where I think that was really one that stood out the most. Really, I'm trying to think of another one, but the chase of the wormhole sequence. I thought that was very visually.
That was really very cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
And the beams. Johnny was trying to shoot her, and the beams are kind of arcing,
circular.
I got a little teary-eyed when a Invisible Woman uses her powers so that Reed can see the baby.
Really
I was oh man, that's really cool.
Good.
Real good use of the
powers.
Johnny
always that smart? Or
no.
So that's why I was like, he's.
It's very funny because in the comic books he was 16 years old and he kind of stows away on the ship with his sister. That's the whole story. But in this, and obviously the 2000s they made him like a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
The Chris Evans version.
I thought he was just a college. Like he was going. No, to college
he was hired by Victor Von Doom to pilot the ship.
Oh, okay.
And then in this, they made him a linguist.
Yeah,
specialize in
foreign languages and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So,
which I was like, hey, that's great. Give him something to do because other than like getting on Grimm's chops all the time.
Yeah, and I think it because they were doing the whole pregnancy stuff with Sue and Reed.
Yeah. Like they made him a little more mature in this one, which is
good. For sure.
I thought it was a good
less
fit.
of a womanizer. Yeah.
No, I like this Johnny a lot. It was definitely it's a departure from the norm, and I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I never disliked him, but even the other iterations. But
it'll be an interesting match if he and Spider-Man cross paths.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah,
because like
they're best buds in the comics for the longest time.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
But that's the thing. Like, are they going to change the tone of Holland Spider-Man to be a little more serious now, since he's alone and everything? He's not as jokey.
Yeah, he's in college now,
and he's not as naive. Because that was one thing I didn't really like about the earlier Spider-Mans of his.
It's crazy to think he's been Spider-Man for like almost 10 years.
Yeah,
so.
But it was just like I hated.
He's gone through a lot too.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Alien? I was like, okay, that's a stupid joke. It's very stupid.
Yeah, please don't put something in my chest.
Yeah, I was like, okay. It's like make funnier jokes.
Yeah,
you're Spider-Man.
Be quippier.
Yeah, quippier. Like, and but I did like his amazement with technology. He's like, oh, is that like on Anthony Mackie's wingsuit? He was like, oh, that's really cool. It's like I like that. Yeah. But
his bird costume.
Yeah, and he didn't really do any science. I was like, okay, so. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they do that in the Spider-Man New Day.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll get to it. It's the next movie up on the list.
Hopefully.
I mean, it's crazy. We don't have another comic-based
movie for a while.
Movie for a year. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Me too.
Need a little break.
Superhero fatigue is certainly a real thing. So,
like if anything, is any of James Gunn's animated stuff coming in? Other than
they are making season 2 of Creature Commandos.
Yeah,
I don't know when that's coming out though. And then we have Peacemaker coming out at the end of August.
True. So we don't have nothing. We have Peacemaker.
And then I don't think we have any Marvel television stuff. I don't. Well, when's the Punisher? Is that coming out this Halloween or?
Sure. I thought it was this Halloween. Yeah.
All right, so that'll be coming out.
Probably, yeah.
But that's all.
And then Daredevil, Born Again season 2 will be out next year. I think they said March next year. So there's still stuff.
Yeah,
there's always going to be stuff.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
And then last season of Boys as well, right? That'll be out.
That'll be out sometime.
Final season?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, it's 2026 for the Punisher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love Carl Urban, and I want him to say no if they ask him to be in that new Dredd movie that Taika Waititi's gonna because I don't
dreading it.
Yeah,
I am dreading.
Me too.
Because we've been waiting for a sequel, and obviously they weren't saying this was a sequel. It's just he's doing his own thing, and I'm like, why not just do a sequel and do like a good. Like a serious version of
how about just get the same people who did the first one, which was really great.
Yeah.
The 2012 Judge Dredd is so good. Dude.
Yeah.
It's the Raid basically. But it's with Judge Dredd. Hey, that's awesome. It was great. It's a great movie.
And they built
the world
so well that they could just go off of that.
Yeah, it still has legs. Like people still love that movie.
Yeah.
People cosplay in those outfits. I see people dressed up as those judges all the time. Mm-hmm. Like it's still got a lot of love from the fans.
Like that's why I was like, I don't even if whenever he makes that movie, Taika Waititi, it's like I just don't know if I can bring myself to watch it because.
And I brought this up in our group chat of just like he also was like. He was supposed to make a Flash Gordon movie, a Star Wars movie.
He's making so
an
much,
Akira movie.
So he might not. Yeah.
His name's been attached to a lot of things.
They do announce a lot of stuff he's supposed to do, and then it never comes out.
So
it doesn't even go into pre-production or anything. So
no, so I always give it with a grain of salt. Like until I see a trailer, I'm not convinced it's even going to happen.
Yeah, agreed.
That's why we're going to start and enter the Nerdom petition online of the next Dredd should be a sequel to the 2012 Dredd.
There you go.
Carl Urban and the original.
You heard
director.
it here first.
It's like, well, who knows if we'll get that up online? Well, the speculative.
Look, we haven't done any charitable causes before this.
Yeah.
This is the one we're going to do.
This is the one.
We're going to draw a line in the sand, folks.
And then we make it happen and we don't give out to the premiere.
I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, oh, man.
a good man, plants a tree that he'll never live in the shade of.
It's
so.
true.
That's
exactly.
true. It's very true.
Exactly. So in 40 years, they'll make a.
We'll finally make
that
Dredd movie, and we'll be in the Old Folks Home podcasting.
Yeah. So, guys, the Dredd is out.
They finally did it. Old Man Dredd. That's just their Logan.
Because it's Carl Urban.
It's Carl Urban again. Yeah.
Still looks good.
They brought him out of retirement. We got one last job for you. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Yeah, Fantastic Four, check it out.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
I liked it a lot. Even the posters look very like retro. It was awesome.
Yeah, they definitely they went in deep with the retro futuristic vibe.
I wonder if in Doomsday and stuff they'll update their costume because it was like very cotton.
Right.
Cotton,
yeah, it was
old school.
I was like, those have to be the most comfortable costumes.
Oh yeah, must have been nice.
They look
breezy.
good.
It's just like turtlenecks.
Yeah.
Although. Well, yeah, that was all CG. I was thinking, oh no, Thing would be uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
So.
I was gonna say, but the Galactus was a practical suit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Was
picture.
it?
Yeah. There's pictures of the actor. He's
like turning to the camera, giving a smirk.
Yeah, he said they filmed him kind of like on a green screen kind of thing, but like he was used as like a miniature prop.
I've seen him in a few other things. He's really good.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's the first time I remember him from.
I know he's been in a couple crime drama stuff I've seen.
Yeah.
And, like UK stuff and very good, great act.
And you guys like
version of The Office too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you're right.
You guys like Paul Walter Hauser as Mole Man?
Yeah.
He was great.
Perfect casting. Yeah,
him talking shit to the
like, hey,
readers. That's great.
I don't know why you're mad, Johnny. I didn't dress you. I was like, that's nice. That's great.
So good. And he was like offended by being called Mole Man.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. Like the whole dynamic of he's just trying to provide for his people and stuff. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Subterranea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when he welcomes him down, when the bus is like, welcome.
Wipe your feet clean.
Wipe your feet,
kidding.
please.
It's all dirt.
It's all dirt.
Yeah. So good.
Good jokes.
Yeah. Anything Paul Walter Hauser in, he's really good. He always steals the attention. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I'm glad they made it. And it's not doing great, unfortunately. I mean, they still have a lot of time, but
well, everybody needs to see it 4 times, right?
Yeah.
There you
budget
go.
was at a little over $200 million. That's probably not even including the marketing, and it's only made $240 at the box office. Nowadays, movies pretty much have to make 2.5 times their budget to become profitable, to start to become profitable. So that's not great for them. So
hopefully I'm not seeing a lot of competition for it coming out.
Exactly.
So might give it legs,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even Superman is not isn't doing great, but it seems like it's still it's at 225 as a budget, and 510. So it's definitely making its money back now. So
what's the biggest moneymaker this summer? Has it been Jurassic World?
Probably Jurassic World. Yeah, whatever that was.
I know the biggest has been it's the Chinese film Nize.
Oh, is that animated one?
Yeah, I think it's called Niza.
It's a huge Chinese franchise.
It's not available out here yet. But, but it is. They are bringing it over at some point apparently. Yeah. So I do want to check it out since it's been crazy doing like that good. So I was like, okay, everybody loves it. That's interesting movie. So.
Do I need to watch the other Nize movies?
I'm not. That I don't know. I mean, I'm butchering the name here. I don't have it in front of me.
I'm not even sure. I can't remember what it's called. I just remember seeing a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but Fantastic Four. The other, because now we're going into the summer, so they're releasing a lot of fun summer movies.
Yeah.
But one that is not really a summer movie, but is more of a art house film was Eddington. This is
who directed this? This was
this was Ari Aster.
Oh yeah,
who also did he did
Vitch.
What's that?
Didn't he do the Vitch? The Witch?
No, that's
no. I know you're talking about no, but he did Hereditary. He did
that's what I'm thinking.
Midsommar. Yeah. Beau's Afraid, which is also Joaquin Phoenix starred in as well. He's known for his dark humor and his kind of shock value.
Yeah.
But restrained shock value in his films. So Eddington is an interesting film. It takes place in June of 2020, and so it's the first. I remember hearing about this when COVID first was out, when we were still in the lockdown. Pretty much every filmmaker studio was like, "We're not going to touch this COVID. We're not like nobody's gonna, because it's such a shitty time that nobody gives a fuck about, that we can't wait till it's over.
Yeah,
that like very few filmmakers are actually gonna make films about COVID, setting COVID, acknowledging COVID. Very few shows have acknowledged it, or any few TV shows or movies have acknowledged it.
Yeah. So the only movie I watched that really did acknowledge it was Dumb Money. If you saw that, But that felt weird watching that movie. I was like, "Whoa, yeah, COVID."
Right, and this takes place in June of 2020, and it's a microcosm of everything that went wrong in the United States during the COVID pandemic, from COVID itself to the George Floyd murder, to the demonstrations that followed, to the paranoia that we were feeling at the time, the political divide that we were feeling at the time, certainly centered around COVID itself.
Yeah,
everything happens in this tiny town in New Mexico, which seems like it has a population of about maybe 1,000 people or so. It's a neo-Western, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix as Joe Cross. He's Eddington sheriff. Eventually, he runs for mayor, and another Pedro Pascal movie.
Reed Richards himself.
Reed Richards,
oh my God,
the materialist himself.
He crossed over to the universe. Yeah,
I guess he could stretch to multiple movies.
He plays Ted Garcia, who is the incumbent mayor of this town, and Emma Stone is also in it. Austin Butler plays kind of like a cult leader that eventually makes his appearance. And so the film starts off.
I got very like Coen Brothers vibes.
It feels. I saw the trailer. I thought when I first saw it, when I first saw the trailer, I thought it was a Coen Brothers film. Watching it feels like a Coen Brothers film, because he tends, Ari Aster tends to go to like things that are very. He takes his stuff very seriously. Aside from Beau's Afraid, that was more of a kind of a dark comedy, surrealist. Yeah. That's what this feels like towards the end of the film. But in the beginning, it's your standard kind of whodunit for a second, and this kind of almost a political thriller, because Joaquin Phoenix plays Joe Cross, who is the Eddington sheriff. Again, the sheriff. The town is very small. It doesn't seem like it has a very large population. Emma Stone plays his wife, and the film starts off with the town having to be locked down because of COVID. Excuse me, it takes place in May of 2020, not June.
And this is a made-up town, right? It's not like
it's a made-up town. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a made-up town.
Oh, well,
but yeah, it's a small town in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And Eddington, which I think it is. I don't know if it's based on anything, but the town itself is made up. The town is beginning to lock down, and we remember 2020. People were in masks everywhere. You have to socially distance. You had to wear a mask in public places. But then during the 2020 during the pandemic, we had this debate that some people who were anti-mask were saying, "Is this a law that I have to wear a mask?"
Right.
When technically it wasn't. It was more of a mandate from the government. And of course, anytime some people feel that there's a mandate against the government, they're taking away your rights, all this and that. So Joe Cross, who is the sheriff, is one of these kind of like, why is the government telling me what to do and what to wear kind of people, whereas Ted Garcia, who's played by Pedro Pascal, is the mayor who is following the health law. Code. Yeah, the health code. Like have to. He's
doing the Gavin Newsom role.
Exactly. So at one point there's a scene where one of the Eddington, he's like an older guy. He wants to go into the supermarket, but he's not wearing a mask. And so everybody in the small town supermarket is like kind of staring at him, like what's going on. And Joaquin Phoenix's character is driving by as a sheriff, and he sees one of the grocery store workers accosting this old man, like, "You can't come in, you can't." He's like kind of shoving him back. What's going on? What's happening? And then we have kind of a confrontation between Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix, where Joaquin Phoenix, the sheriff, says, I'm the sheriff. Where's the law that says that they have to pass a law saying that we have to wear a mask? This isn't a law. He's allowed to not wear a mask. So eventually they kick him out of the store, and we have the people like clapping, like, "Yeah, outstanding, good," because the store itself says you can't come in here.
Right.
So eventually Joaquin Phoenix challenges Pedro Pascal for the mayor, for the seat of mayor. He starts a campaign against them, And again, because it's a microcosm of what happened in 2020, he's using saying a lot of crazy shit about Pedro Pascal's character, that he's kind of like he's a pedophile and this and that, and he's just straight bullshit that is just nonsense. Meanwhile, his marriage to Emma Stone is kind of falling apart. She seems like she definitely has some type of depression issues that she's battling. Their mother-in-law lives with them, who's also kind of adding fuel to the fire because him and Joaquin Phoenix don't get along. Her mother takes Emma Stone to a kind of like a spiritual retreat, which is hosted by Austin Butler. He plays a cult leader named Vernon Peake. And Vernon Peake seems like he's like kind of like a hippie-ish, like, new age, spirituality kind of cult leader. And Emma Stone, you can tell, slowly begins to fall for him, which further leads to her marriage with Joaquin Phoenix's character beginning to fall apart. Mm-hmm. Eventually, if you see the trailer to Eddington, Joaquin Phoenix, the sheriff, is driving around with his sheriff vehicle with his like signs everywhere, like vote for me. Like he's got a loudspeaker on and he's driving through the town talking shit about Pedro Pascal and how this is freedom, this is America, and he's got the American flag and decals all over his again sheriff vehicle, which like you can't do that. You can't use public that's like a clear violation of the Hatch Act, which is again you can't use your public office to promote a political cause. And so again, little by little, the mayor and the sheriff are coming into conflict, even though the mayor has no because he's a sheriff, he has no power over him. He's elected directly by the people. Mm-hmm. So now Joaquin Phoenix is running for the mayor and the sheriff's position at the same time, which again, a microcosm of all the political stuff that's going on in 2020, going on now, I suppose. But yeah, and little by little, they begin to come into conflict. At one point, Pedro Pascal is having a fundraiser at his home, and you can tell he's like a wealthy person. He's like one of the wealthiest people in the town. So Joaquin Phoenix shows up at his house and like tell him to turn down the music, and because Joaquin Phoenix has already put all this stuff about him being a pedophile and a rapist and all this other stuff, he goes to turn down the music of the DJ booth, and Pedro Pascal turns it back up, and then he just slaps Joaquin Phoenix, wham, and he slaps him again, wham, because he's like upset that. Yeah. So we all know how great of an actor Joaquin Phoenix is. He kind of just stands there stunned for a second. He just walks out completely humiliated about what's going on. So eventually, the Black Lives Matter movement also, again, because microcosm of 2020, begins to boil over in Eddington, which is a small town. The mayor's son gets involved with this girl who is kind of like an activist trying to bring the plight of the Black Lives Matter movement into Eddington. It's a very small town, but they block a street with the Black Lives Matter signs. Joaquin Phoenix has two sheriff's deputies under him. One is white, who is, you can tell they've made him like kind of this like a racist kind of cop. Not racist, but he leans that way. Right. So he's like one of those good old boy cops, the other cop is black. So the activist is telling him like, you should be with us. You're because you're black. We're here for people of color. You should be with us. Why are you with the police? So it's like this entire town is now beginning to kind of boil over and melt down because of the racial issues that they're facing, the lockdowns they're facing, having to wear masks, all this other. Again, everything that's happened in 2020 is just happened in a small town. It's
a crazy year. What do you think about historians are going to be looking over that year and writing about it for decades. Exactly. This one year where we had, like you said, like the pandemic, the protests, and an election all in a year. Yeah.
It's getting so it's Joaquin Phoenix represents the kind of crazy right-wing conspiratorial aspect of the political spectrum, whereas Pedro Pascal represents more of the old guard, like these are laws, let's just get through this, we have to do this the right way, sector of politics. Eventually Joaquin Phoenix begins to really lose a lot of clout in the town because of all the stuff he calls Pedro Pascal a rapist, calls him all this other stuff, and people begin to say like, this is insane. he really begins to lose support. Emma Stone moves out and moves in with Austin Butler's character. Just leaves him. Just like, packs up his stuff. Packs his stuff, joins the call and kind of begins to like mess around with him. And she just, one day he gets home and she's like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving with Austin Butler's character, Vernon, and I'm taking off. And he leaves. But his mother-in-law, that technically isn't his mother-in-law anymore, stays. So they're sharing a house together. So again, it's Joe Cross, the character's life is falling apart around him.
Yeah,
he's probably going to lose his mayoral campaign. His marriage is falling apart. He's been humiliated in front of a million people by Pedro Pascal. He definitely didn't. He's also kind of like a bumbling character in a way. So like not a lot of people in the town have a lot of. It seems like they respect him because he's a sheriff, but if he wasn't, they kind of just see him as just another kind of like a clown to an extent. So, you get that kind of feeling from him that he's already unhappy with his life despite not being mayor, if he lost his sheriff position. So eventually, we see Pedro Pascal at his house talking to his son, and a bullet just comes right through the window and just tears right into him. And when I was watching this, because it was just he's just talking to his son about he finds a purse on the table and he's like, hey, who's this? Who's this what? Like, what do you mean who's this what? This is this person. Like, what did I tell you about bringing girls over here? And wham, he just gets shot. And the entire theater was like, like collectively, because he was so out of left field. Like, whoa, what happened? Yeah. And then another bullet comes through and kills his son.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you're like, holy shit. Then you see Joaquin Phoenix come in with a sniper rifle. He's got gloves on. He's got booties on with so he won't leave footprints.
Yeah.
Comes in, he collects first before he does, he collects his shells from his sniper rifle, picks up any incriminating evidence, writes on the wall. I think he writes like death to pigs or something like that, making it look like Antifa did it.
Yeah.
So of course his own sheriffs respond. He knows, he's like, okay, I got to go now. I'm gonna respond to it eventually, and I'll try to cover this up. He eventually gets a call the next day, shows up at the house. And because it's New Mexico, there's a lot of tribal lands surrounding the town. So the tribal police are there. And he's like, he asks the sheriff's like, his deputy's like, what the fuck are these guys doing here? Because he's like, all of a sudden, you can see his eyes. He's like, oh shit.
Right.
Like, what are they? Because it's an outside department now that's investigating. Tribal police are like, well, this is the shooting. The shots most likely came from the hills. That's tribal police, so it originated tribal police. And he's like, no, the murder was in Eddington County. Like, this is no bullshit. And so now there's a jurisdictional, so the tribal police can't come into the actual house, but he's like standing at the doorway watching, and immediately the tribal police is like, there's something up with here. This doesn't seem. Why are you butting heads with me over the murder of your sheriff? And you're trying to do this jurisdiction bullshit. Like, what's going on? So immediately the tribal policeman is like, there's something up here. As it gets, closer to finding out what's going on with the murder itself, he ends up planting evidence on his black cop, saying that Pedro Pascal has a watch, one of the pocket watches that the town gave him in this really nice like wooden box.
Right.
He takes that after he shoots him and plants it in the policeman's car. Jesus. And he's like, yeah, let's just check the police. The tribal policeman checks. He convinces the tribal policeman to check his car, and he finds the mayor's pocket watch. And he's like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, I didn't do anything. Sorry, we have to arrest you. Sorry, we got to put you in handcuffs. You take your weapon, and we got to arrest you. I'm sorry. And the whole time, Joaquin Phoenix is like, what's going on, man? Like, just tell me what's going on. What's happening? What's happening? So you begin to think it now. It's like a crime thriller that's going into like, oh shit, like is he going to get away with this?
Yeah.
Is a tribal cop going to find out what's happening? Who's going to like expose him? And is he going to get? So at that moment, it felt like a Coen Brothers Fargo film. Like I thought I was watching Fargo.
Yeah.
Like how far is this going? How many more people is he going to have to take out before to keep it secret? Is he gonna? And then, of course, in the trailer, we see him like wielding a fucking 240 Bravo machine gun, which is this massive thing. He's like firing in the street. Like, when is that gonna come into play? So, and this is where the movie just takes a really weird turn, and you're like, what is happening? What is again? Because I think the director who also wrote it is trying to make a point about 2020 and about our society now, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what it was. But okay. So after he arrests the cop, we see a private jetliner in the sky, And inside of it are a bunch of guys who are like in tactical gear. One is like doing push-ups on the ground. They're loading weapons up. And you're like, what the fuck is this? And they fly into Eddington. Okay, what was that? And they got a bunch of money. They got a bunch of guns. They're gearing up. I'm like, all right. Movie, it moves on. Then we see that Joaquin Phoenix has arrested his deputy. He's planted the evidence on him. He's like, okay, I think it's over. I'm going to plan on him. He gets a call from his station, from his deputy, like, you got to get down here right now. Gets down to the police station. Cell's empty. Guy escaped. He's like, well, where is he? Like, where did he go? Like, I don't know. Like, he got out somehow. So, as Joaquin Phoenix is like driving around the desert trying to look for him, they see a drone kind of flying around, like following him. He's like, what? He's like, what's going on with this? Like, what the hell is happening? They find the deputy outside. He's in a field, and Joaquin Phoenix tries to get close to him. Like, what's going on? Like, hey, put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Like, what are you doing? You know? And he's like, he's trying to tell him like, shut the fuck up. Get away from me. I can't move. They have me. They have me. He's like, what are you talking about? They have me. And he takes one step and blows up. The deputy just blows up. Yeah, exactly. Knocks Joaquin Phoenix down. He sees the drone, starts firing at it. The drone flies over the desert and lands next to this like black Suburban, and the guy catches it and drives off. Joaquin Phoenix opens up on it, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is happening? Goes back to his house, and then that's when a sniper tries to take him out. So now he's shooting through the house. He runs out of the house. He sees guys in black tactical gear following him, and now they're in the streets of Eddington, and he's got his handgun, and every now and again he engages these dudes in black tactical gear on the street, but it's only like one or two of them at a time.
Right.
He's taking them out, running through the streets. They're banging it out. He gets into the gun store of the town, comes out with the 240, and is just fucking spraying the town with fucking with machine. You're like, what the hell? And he hears somebody say, "Put your hands up." He turns around, sprays, just opens up, and it's the tribal police chief, and takes his legs out with the 240, just like blows his legs apart. And then a sniper takes the tribal chief out, the wounded tribal chief out. Joaquin Phoenix keeps blasting, and then eventually he sees one of the kids who was involved in like the protests duck behind a car, and that's when the kid like kind of pops out with his there's a, as it turns out, the guys who are tracking and firing on him are Antifa. Yeah, somehow they say it's Antifa. The guy runs out because Joaquin Phoenix runs out of ammo. Guy runs out, stabs him in the head with a knife. Joaquin Phoenix. He drops, and that's when you see in the trailer the kid's like got the phone out and he's like firing with his weapon. He pops out, shoots the Antifa guy, and as it turns out, now that kid's a hero. And now we cut to about 2 years later. That kid's a hero in the media. Now he's a right-wing hero. He's appearing with like Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's a right-wing podcaster, even though he was part of the BLM movements. Right. And was like, fuck the police, fuck the establishment, just a little while ago. But because he used the gun, now he's a right-wing hero. Took out an Antifa member, he's a right-wing hero. Joaquin Phoenix is now paralyzed. He's a quadriplegic who's also kind of brain dead. He's brain damaged because the knife went through his brain.
Yeah.
Emma Stone's his ex-mother-in-law is now taking care of him. They live in this massive house because he's had so many donations because he took on Antifa and he killed Antifa. And so he has so many donations now, but he's like in this chair. He can't move. Yeah. He's like, he's a complete vegetable. He can't move, can't speak. He can only see, in front. He has to be taken care of by a nurse and now lives with him and his ex-mother-in-law. And she plants him in front of the TV, and we see Emma Stone and her new husband, Vernon. She's pregnant. And he's like kind of crying. He's like hoping because he's trapped in his body. His wife's moved on. And then the end of the film is the nurse puts him in bed. His mother-in-law lays down next to him in the same bed. And then the nurse takes his clothes off and like snuggles in with his mother-in-law. And then that's kind of the end of the movie.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like at first I was thinking like, again, this was going to be once Pedro Pascal's character was killed. It's like I said, it's like a Fargo-esque kind of crime thriller. Is he going to get away with it? Kind of thing. And I was like, wow, it was a very shocking moment.
Yeah.
We didn't see that come. I figured there was going to be some type of violence between him and Joaquin Phoenix, but
I thought that was going to be like the crutch of the movie,
exactly.
going back and forth.
And so it's
kind
like
of a War of the Roses kind of deal.
But so then we veer into this. Antifa shows up at the town to kill him, and they're shown as like a private military, which is I think what Ari Aster was trying to do is he was trying to paint Antifa as what the right has seen them as this entire time. Like
absolutely.
They're this organized, very well funded militia that can
most heightened version,
right? They can afford private
nightmare.
Planes, and they're tactically kitted out. Which it's in fact Antifa's pretty much nothing. It's just a label that's been slapped on a few people who are kind of just organized. Him being trapped in his body because he's quadriplegic now and he's brain damaged. Maybe that was like the American state or the American.
I can see him being trapped in his body as like with COVID, people were trapped inside. So
exactly,
he's trapped.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He kind of is in the end he's trapped regardless. So.
Right, exactly.
It's a fitting punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and for a minute when you were telling about him shooting through the window, I was like, "Oh shit! Did they just copy Face Off?" And we had he's like shoots the sun, and you're like, "Ooh,
yeah,
you should have let it go."
Yeah, because it's a pretty. I mean, that scene was pretty intense because he gets shot, and the sun comes out, and was like, "Dad," because he was just talking to him, and he sees what's happened. A round comes through, misses him. He's like, "Oh shit!" And then he gets hit again. So
when you were talking about the black officer he framed. And he's in the middle of, or he escaped and stuff. It's like, oh shit, are they? Did he adapt that one story of the that one black cop that they chased up into the cabins
I know,
and they
the
had to
LAPD
shoot
officer.
out? Yeah,
yeah, I know you.
I was
mean.
like, oh whoa!
It seemed like that.
Cut.
It seemed like that was part of it. It's a really weird story because he's definitely abusing his office because he's using his deputies too to like make posters for him and kind of campaign for him. So it seemed like it's a criticism of everything that happened in 2020. I guess from COVID, I guess to the demonstrations, to the police, to Antifa, to how Antifa was viewed at the time. It's just kind of like this. Again, it's everything wrong that went, just everything that could go wrong in 2020 compressed in this tiny little town that has probably 1,000 residents, if that. So it's a really interesting story. Oh, there's another part that was. Really, so as Joaquin Phoenix before he shoots Pedro Pascal, his son, there's a character we see throughout the film who's just this kind of crazy homeless person that's constantly he's like yelling like that throughout the street. Pedro Pascal owns the bar in town, and in the beginning he's like trying to get into the store, and because they have conflict between themselves, Pedro Pascal's like, "Yeah, I called you. Can you get this guy out of here?" He's like, "He's not doing anything." And Joaquin Phoenix is like, "He's not doing anything. He's not trespassing. He's outside." He's like, "Yeah, but I had to lock the door." And he's like constantly like trying to open the door. He's like, he's not doing anything. He's like, "Well, you're required to serve people. Mayor, you're required to serve people. So let him in." And he's like, "I can't." He's crazy. He's like a crazy home. What are you talking about? So eventually he takes him in. The guy eventually breaks into Pedro Pascal's bar, and he's in there just drinking and rambling. And Joaquin Phoenix goes in there. His wife has left him. His life's falling apart, and he goes in there and just stares at the guy and just takes out his gun and just blasts him, shoots him. Yeah, and it's just, and right there I was like, oh shit. So then when he eventually Pedro Pascal's character is shot, everybody's like, oh, it's Joaquin Phoenix, he's losing.
Yeah,
it's like so it's like
falling down.
Yeah, so it's like he's falling down. It's like, and how far is he gonna get over? Yeah, is he gonna get away with it? How far is he gonna get away with it?
The homeless guy trying to get in and stuff, that's probably also referencing the streak of thieves like stealing from stores, and the cops are not doing anything because they're not stealing over $1,000, so
right?
We don't have to
exactly.
do anything. So it's probably in the same context of that.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, Ari Aster is definitely he throws a lot of subtlety into his films. Yeah, so a lot of things that are supposed to look like something actually represent something else. He did that in Midsommar. He did that in Hereditary. So yeah, that's probably what it is.
As you were explaining this, I thought, because it was Ari Aster, I was like, this could go weird if he wanted it to. And I was like, after a certain amount of things you were talking about, I was like, oh, is this going to be aliens at the end of this? And I was like, I wouldn't have been surprised.
It would not have surprised me.
If you told me aliens was the cause of the whole town.
So when I saw the drone, for a second, because it's New Mexico,
like UFO,
UFO, and it looks like it's like this black kind of very stealthy looking drone. So you're like, oh shit, is that what's going on here? Is this alien for a second? Once I saw it fly across the desert and a guy catches and drives off. Yeah. Oh, and as he's driving off, they open up on Joaquin Phoenix. He fires back. It's a crazy. The last 15 minutes are insane.
All right.
So, but yeah, it's. I understand Ari Aster does a lot of things that are they're metaphors in his films. I was kind of hoping for the straight laced crime drama, neo-western
Well,
is he going to get away with
It's more
this?
painted that way in the trailers. It's definitely
100%.
very like I said, seeing the trailers, I was like, this feels very early Coen's,
right?
Kind of like Fargo, like you were saying.
Yeah, exactly, like crime thriller.
Yeah,
I thought the main conflict, which it was going to be between the sheriff and the mayor.
Yeah,
and so when he killed him, I was like, oh shit, that's okay. Yeah, how's he going to get out of this?
Yeah,
So, and I was kind of hoping for. Because up to that point where we saw the drone and Antifa, once it went that way, I was like, I see what he's doing, but okay. I was kind of hoping for LA Confidential here.
Pedro Pascal had to go film 3 other movies.
Exactly. So Eddington, I recommend it. There's just because it's Ari Aster, he does take a lot of chances. Any other director probably would have gone with the straight laced crime thriller, which I don't think would have been forgettable. I think it would have still been a really great film that I would watch again. To an extent, it reminded me of No Country for Old Men.
That's what I was thinking.
And I love No Country for Old Men. I've watched that film. It's one of my favorite films. I have it on Blu-ray. I have the Criterion Collection Blu-ray. I watch it all the time. I think it's a great film. So, but that's the problem with this going so far south is that would I watch this again? Would I get the Blu-ray and watch it again? Probably not.
No, I was about to ask. Not. I was like, would you watch it again at some point?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would watch it again at some point, but I'm not in a hurry to.
Yeah.
Whereas I can watch No Country for Old Men back to back. Watch it and I'll watch it again. And then I was hoping for because No Country for Old Men. The acting in this is amazing. I mean, Emma Stone. It's got a stellar cast. Emma Stone, Austin Butler, Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, stellar cast. But the acting is great. But once it goes into that weird Antifa is attacking this one sheriff in this town, and they're a private militia. You're like, all right.
I think. Well, I mean, obviously that is a metaphor, and the way I haven't seen it myself, but I would assume the way you describe them, that's what the media at the time was describing Antifa as.
Right.
So
that's what it is. Yeah.
And this is Joaquin Phoenix's point of view of the people attacking. So
exactly.
Was that in his head, or was that?
That was the other thing I was thinking. So, when all this was happening, I was like, "Is this a hallucination?"
Yeah,
and something else is going to happen.
He could be. Yeah,
I was thinking but then they didn't allude to anything. It's he's in this wheelchair because he got stabbed in the head with a massive knife. It's not like he had an accident or something,
right? And then
he killed him. He tried to kill himself and it failed.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. It's just it's because of the knife wound. So you're like, okay, they didn't. There wasn't any other subtle message of he was depressed and he tried to, something like that. There was a not throwaway line or anything like that. And now he's just imagining this whole thing. So it's he loses his reality the second his wife leaves him, and then it goes off. But it seemed no, that's what happened because again, I think he was trying to, this is what the right saw Antifa as.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to paint it as. So which is I mean I understand what he was doing. Again, I would have watched this again if it was a straight crime thriller like No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah, it's got elements.
And there's a massive shootout at the end where we see they find out who he is and he goes out there with his fucking 240 Bravo, which I'd be like, all right, I'll definitely give that a watch again because I liked it. But once it veers off and he's trying to do all these messages through metaphors, I'm like, okay, I'll give it some time. Again,
what if after Pedro was shot and then it cuts to off to the hill and then you just see the person get up and it's Anton Chigurh from...
That would have been sick, dude. That would have been sick. And he's just he puts a quarter.
Yeah, just
he leaves it on the counter.
Or no, before he's got the quarter, it already flipped and it's on his hand or something.
Yeah. I mean, I recommend watching it at least once. It is a good movie.
It sounds interesting.
Ari Aster
I'm checking it out this weekend. So.
Yeah, I mean, him and we just talked about 28 years later. Him and Danny Boyle take chances.
Yeah.
With their films, which hey man, I'm all for that. So
yeah.
I wonder though, since he had big actors attached, if the studio funded him or if he had to use some of his own money because of the story element of it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too.
Was this adapted from a book or not?
I don't believe it was.
Okay.
No, I think he wrote it.
He wrote it. Okay.
And now, so the budget is $25 million. It opened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So it's only at 9.1, which is not good. So it's probably not going to make its money back.
What's the studio too? Is it?
It's A24.
Okay.
Yeah.
They seem to let creators kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
well, they let their creators do whatever which is, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Chad and I, we saw was that movie that he's hunting down that girl.
Not
No Baby. What's it called? Something Baby,
God.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was another A24 film, and again, they let their creators, do what they want with which I'm all for.
And
War was a great
out
movie.
for them a lot. So,
yeah, exactly. Warfare was another great film of theirs.
Oh yeah.
Civil War was another great film of theirs. So yeah, I'm all for A24 doing, just letting their directors and their writers do what they feel they have to do. I'm all for that. So they also did The Witch, and Hereditary, like I said. So
well, I think
they did Uncut Gems, yeah.
A24 is like a good company or production company for directors to make their first film or to make that leap with something that the idea they really love to really get in there.
And I also appreciate that they're doing the mid-budget, the $25 million films, because we don't really have those that much in major studios anymore.
No.
Now it's all 250, 300, 400 million, just ridiculous budgets.
Right, and the pressure to now those movies have to make $1 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they're considered failures.
Like I was talking about, 2.5 times their budget. They have to make that in order to become profitable, start to become profitable. So like if your movie was 200 million, you got to make at least 500 million to even begin to make your money back, which is crazy. It's crazy. So but yeah, so that's another reason I wanted to go see it. Support small films like this, the $25 million, $30 million films that we used to get all the time in Hollywood. Now we kind of don't. So it was great. It's a good movie. I recommend it. Support films like this. Support filmmakers like Ari Aster. Even though they do take their chances, and you're just kind of left sitting there like, what's happening?
Hey, I mean, you had Megalopolis, not too long ago.
There you go.
So,
yeah.
I think Coppola, he stood up so these other directors can walk. Really, he's taking that. He took that stab with that movie, and then it's like, he's making this.
Which I heard he's re-editing now.
Really?
Like he's doing a different edit of it. He still won't release it digitally.
I'm intrigued.
He wants it just in theaters.
I am is he going to release it again? Like after he edits it?
I think so. I think he's going.
I would see it again just to see what he changed.
Really?
I'm curious. Did you ever watch it yet?
No. I saw it on the queue here for some of the digital stuff, but
I think it's off now.
Yeah, it's off now.
Yeah,
it's off now.
Because you can't do it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I still want to see just that episode that Chad
sure
explained
it's online.
Like you broke it down for us.
Download
Like, oh shit.
Probably
download
it.
But
but
the Rule of Jenny was that the one you're thinking of?
No. Remember he's hunting Kyle. What's his name? Is hunting down that girl.
Oh,
the electric lady.
Yeah.
Wasn't it A24?
No, I think you're right. That was. I completely forgot about that movie. I'm blanking on the name of the film though, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she's that serial killer.
Yeah.
Strange Darling.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that was an A24. Isn't it? Oh no, that's Miramax. My bad. Yeah.
Okay.
It has that. It
does have that A24 feel to it.
Yeah. But yeah, go watch it. Support, like I said, filmmakers like this.
Yeah.
And again, this is a huge stellar cast. I mean, these are huge names.
I'm sure they were probably most of the budget.
I was just about to say, they were they probably took a pay cut to work with him.
They probably worked to rate or something.
So exactly. So and
they've worked in his past movies.
Exactly.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So it's probably like directors they love working with him, and then also he'll have us in his next movie if we do this movie with him.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's a guaranteed gig.
Yeah, and actors they can only do so many sci-fi or action hero, comic book CGI shit.
So it's like I want to do a serious.
Exactly. I want to do something that's different. That's how actors are. So especially ones that really don't need the money anymore, like this cast. So Eddington, check it out. Also, we watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. Speaking of going back to the regular big budget films.
90s.
90s, the member berries.
Chad, what'd you think of it?
I see. I don't remember. People have told me they like it better than the second film. I still know
for sure.
And I don't remember that one too well.
Me neither.
But I remember they were both. The first two films were both silly and whatnot. But I like that this connected in the sense of lord of the town to the previous one. So it's like not a new thing. But
the second one, they were like in college or something like that. I don't even remember anymore, but yeah.
I mean, I liked aspects of this movie. I just didn't really care about the young kids because for me, they were really dumb.
Like always.
But the thing is, they didn't hit anybody with their car. They changed it. And I was like, you guys would have been fine. The car just swerved off.
Right, exactly.
Like,
it's not
even if you because the guy was standing in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And he caused the car to. Even so, he could have been like, "Oh, we were changing a tire." or something.
Or I was just crossing the road.
It was just
were they drunk?
No.
Some of them were smoking a bit, but I just don't.
But they're not driving though.
Yeah, at least one of them could have. Because even they were like, we gotta wait for they were actually, we gotta wait for the police, blah blah blah. So it's just like the fact that it didn't come to their heads that they didn't kill this guy. That I just felt like I was like, you guys did this to yourself.
They would have been civilly responsible.
There'd be no movie,
right?
No, I know.
Yeah, no. But they make a dumb decision, but they would have been civilly responsible for it.
Yeah,
right.
That's criminally. Probably not.
Right.
But you kind of do feel bad for them in the sense that like the car didn't immediately go over. It was like they're trying to keep it from falling.
So the guy they're on a cliff. The guy swerves, hits that
rail,
the rail.
Yeah.
And now he's like teetering on the edge of this like 300-foot cliff.
Uh-huh.
And so like, oh shit, and they're like panicking, trying to get him out, and they can't.
Right.
And the truck falls over.
They tried. Yeah.
So it's just like if you feel bad for this happening to them. But it's just also like it also could have been prevented if they just did wait for the cops and all that.
I just
stuff.
explain. And then they have one has really wealthy parents.
Yeah,
so it's like
he's like the mayor of the town or governor of the town, and that
so you just been like,
parts of this movie felt like different movies and like with the mayor and them covering up the murders and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like one of the murders this podcast girl who's like studying the old murders from the 90s.
Yeah, she's like a true crime podcast.
True crime, yeah. And like she gets killed and like she ends up being hung from the outside of one of the old murder scene buildings.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, it was a suicide." Get the fuck out of here.
So like from the 99 film, there's these the murders took place in the 90s.
Yeah.
This podcasters are there like trying to figure. She's doing an episode about the murders in this town, but then the kids who are the new kids on the block, right? Throwback, see?
Yeah.
The 90s. They say they know about the murders, but everything was covered up.
Yeah.
From the mayor scrubbed the internet. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You can't scrub the internet of that.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people were murdered by a serial killer. You can't scrub the internet, no matter what you do. It's just like
Yeah, but it reminded me though of Jaws. Like the mayor's just like, "Oh no, I'm trying to make this town, great."
It's 4th of July.
Yeah, it's 4th of July.
It is 4th of July.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, and that's why I was like, "This is so like, all right, the mayor's just fucking things up."
Yeah,
and but I did like that. I think they did a better job of going back to the old characters for advice in this movie than they did in Scream 6.
Think so?
Well, I mean, it was just like
they weren't as involved directly.
No, they weren't. But and that's what I liked. It was a little more real. Like, why would you want to get back involved with something that traumatized you? As
was it more like cameos or was it?
No.
So in the beginning, it is.
You think so?
Yeah.
In the beginning, it is, and then the
very end.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But Jennifer Love Hewitt. Mm-hmm. She's like a teacher in like a few towns over.
Yeah.
And then
she's a college professor.
She's a college professor. And then we do learn at a point that Freddie Prinze Jr. stayed in the town, and he's like working as like a caterer / bartender / he's got a ship too. I don't know what it's for, but like it
seems like he lives on it.
Yeah, I'm just like okay, but like so. they're kind of like giving advice and stuff, not really getting hands-on into it.
Right.
But until like there's a town meeting and Freddie Prinze Jr. is just like, things have been happening here before. But
that's in the trailer.
Yeah. You see it in the trailer.
Exactly.
So.
Julie James is Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
And she, as we find out, her and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, Ray Bronson, who, again, both survivors of the original 99 massacre, were married at some point. They got married after the events of the second one. And they got divorced because it didn't work out. So but Julie James has stayed away from the town since 99 because she doesn't want anything to do with it. But you're right. Why would you want to go back to like, Woodsboro?
Yeah.
Why would you want to go back to this town?
That like makes sense to me. Like,
exactly.
And she's like, I guess a psychology teacher or something because she's talking about how trauma changes people and stuff like that. And
which was a good.
No, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
And pretty much like so the murders keep happening, and then like the mayor keeps coming up with excuses for like people's deaths. Like, it's I forget one of the other reasons he came up with, but I was like, wow, people are like dumb as shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the people do start to panic at a point. I was like, okay, this is good. We're moving along, but I don't know. It felt like there was something missing in this movie that I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't really care. I don't know what it is, but these kids. I
know what you mean. The main characters, nobody like. I didn't really care.
They weren't like bad actors.
No,
it was just like the story. I just like
the problem with introducing. It's like the problem with Scream. Like I don't care about the main characters in Scream. The new Scream, the latest Scream, like the latest kids.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about them.
Right.
Because I think that's the problem with introducing new characters into a very established franchise that we grew up with. I think maybe if for kids who were experiencing it for the first time, Scream and this, to them, like the new kids are like, oh shit, they're in danger. With us, we're like, I don't give a shit. Exactly. So it's like to us, it's just like, I don't really care what happens to them. I just want to see Sydney.
Right.
I just want to see Jennifer Love Hewitt. So it's that kind of thing. So, but yeah, the kids.
What are you waiting for?
Well, she does that. Yeah. She does that eventually,
and she delivers it perfectly.
Perfectly. Yeah.
She give a spin. She did a little spin when she said.
No, she kind of like just. This is at the end though.
Yeah, the end. Yeah. So I called the killer. First of all,
let me ask. Yeah. When did you call it though?
Maybe about right after. What's her name? With the main character I have right in front of me, Danica Richards.
Danica Richards.
Yeah. So when they think it's over,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's late in the movie.
But before they revealed what's going on.
So just a heads up, we are going to spoil.
Yeah, we're going to spoil. So Danica Richards goes to. She's like, she meets up with Freddie Prinze Jr. I was like, I know who it is.
Yeah.
And so like 10 minutes before that, I was like, I think I know who it is. At first I thought it was the mayor, but then once that girl was on, so they end up. They get away on Freddie Prinze Jr.'s boat.
Yeah. So and you guessed that
I guess
before they got on the boat?
I get both. Yeah, I guess both of them.
Okay.
So I guess both of them, because someone like, we're going to go on this boat. So it's the three girls that are still left. One of the girls is a friend of theirs who's been through some drug issues, substance abuse issues. She's like recovering. And God, what is there? Again, I don't really know any of these.
They were. That's the one thing I'll give to this movie. All the faces I didn't really recognize.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, it's open to this could be anybody because that's one thing I noticed in thrillers and movies like with Drop,
right?
Where the bad guy, he was the most recognizable guy. I was like, why is he here?
Right.
And so like I'm glad that wasn't the case in this movie.
It's more of a distraction.
Yeah, because I was like, obviously, okay, we got our characters from the past. Obviously, why would they be, if anything? And then we have these new people we're following. So the one of their friends that was part of the accident.
Yeah, so she gets on the boat with them. I was like, that's her. It's her. But I was like, when I figured it out, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Don't do the Scream thing where it's Macaulay Culkin's little brother and what's her name? Roberts. What's her name?
Emma Roberts?
Emma Roberts. I was like, they're the killers? No, they're not. No, they're not. Because the Scream killer we saw in the fourth Scream was fucking like 6'2", fucking lean as shit, and was like tearing through people.
Well, I will
like,
say
shut
this.
the fuck up.
I will say this.
So
of the friends, she was the tallest that fit.
She was the tallest, but
I will say though, when she revealed her face, I was like, she's not the killer because the fight she got in with.
I was just about to say, yeah,
she would have her face busted up.
So she gets in a fight with one of the kids who's he's a athlete.
Yeah,
he's a big dude. He's like 6'2", 6'3". Dude, he just like clocks the killer, but the killer comes back at him, and I was like, okay, and I was like, there's no way that was her.
Yeah,
but again, don't do the scream thing where they get hit. And they're taking it, and it's revealed that someone's 5'2", 100 pounds. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. That's not the way it works. Sorry, no. That's not the way. The Scream costume, the rain slicker in this doesn't give you special powers. Like it doesn't.
Well, at the beginning,
or what's her name? Mickey Madison getting shot 4 times with a 357 from 5 feet away, and she stands up. No.
At the beginning of the movie, when we first meet the podcaster, I was like, oh. Because in my head I was like, oh, she's probably in on it because she knows about the murders.
Yeah.
She's 3'2". And I was like, oh, Stan's gonna love this. But then it turned out.
Yeah. So then she revealed it's again, it's got nothing. It's just it's this girl. I was like, there's no way because she gets in a fight scene with a guy and the killer dominates him. It's like there's no way, dude. And so anyway, they end up shooting her and she falls off the side of a boat, whatever. Freddie Prinze Jr. is like, it's okay, you guys are safe. It's all good. I was like. And I also called before they got let off the boat. I turned to Julie and I said, "I know who the 2 killers are. It's this girl and it's Freddie Prinze Jr." Well, sure shit. But when it was revealed that it was Freddie Prinze Jr., I was like, "Okay, good." And I applauded it because that looks like he's a big guy. Yeah, he's a big guy. I wouldn't want to fight him.
Yeah. That worked for me. But like when she was the girl was giving her
speech,
evil monologue, I was like. All right, you guys are just copying Scream now.
Yeah.
Because she immediately turned like zany, like,
well,
you know?
Yeah,
and I was
that's
just
true.
Like, all right, guys.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid,
This is ridiculous.
So as it turns out, she's a relative of one of the people who died, the person that died.
I thought it was going to be, they were both in rehab together, and it wasn't a relative, but it was related to or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was curious. The friend she was loading the truck up with, the smaller girl that you saw like twice, because she was at the priest, temple or church after, and we never see her again. I was like, oh, I thought she was gonna be the second person on the boat already.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they worked.
I forgot about that person.
You never see her again. Yeah. So I was like, I
completely forgot about that person. You're right. Yeah. Until right now.
Because when they cut back to the church and then they see the priest's eyes like gouged out and he's dead, and I was like, was it the smaller girl? She killed the priest because like it didn't make sense of when that happened. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, who and why was the priest murdered? But so yeah, but no, Freddie Prinze Jr. I was somewhat shocked, but I was like, okay, that's a logical choice.
No, and it's awesome that one of the original survivors is now the killer.
Yeah.
Which we haven't really even seen Scream.
Yeah, no, really, and I applaud that because
till Gale Weathers kills some people.
Exactly. Yeah. And it would be like Gale Weathers.
And they give you that in the beginning with at the school where she's talking about trauma changes people. And so
exactly.
So
it come back full circle. So it was good. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's cool and all, and it was. I don't remember the fight too well between them at the end, but I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, because eventually he brings her back to the bar on land, and he's like, oh, you're safe now, and Jennifer Love Hewitt figures it out, and she goes to town.
Speeds all the way over.
Yeah, and then that's when they confront each other, and that's when she says he's like, well, I'm gonna,
I can't let you guys go now.
Can't let you guys. In effect, he was helping this girl because the town's taken so much from her. He was like his adopted daughter to an extent, and then these kids killed. He also knew the kid that died.
Yeah.
So he wanted to help her, take revenge on them. And then he's like, well, I got to take you guys out. I'm sorry. And then that's when we get the famous, she's like, well, what are you waiting for?
But I also like the subplot, like he was doing it also because people were forgetting about us,
right? Exactly.
From the 90s,
because that's all been scrubbed.
And he was like, I'll make them remember,
right? Exactly.
So I'll help my friend, and then also make them remember us. So
and then at the end he says the main character Madeline Klein plays the main. Danica Richards is the main character. She's like, oh, you killed your friend, which is the girl that got shot at the boat. And he's like, oh, did I? Remember that? Yeah. So it's like maybe.
Well, at the end, she did say, oh, she's alive,
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, she could come back in the next one,
at the end, her and one of the other survivors are kind of chilling on the beach, and they're like, oh,
I was like, how did you survive?
Yeah. And then we get a after credit scene with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brandy, who was in the second. Well, I forgot. Was in the second film. I forgot about that.
No, I remember. Yeah,
and
she survived too.
So she's watching a news report about what just happened, and Brandy's like, "Man, somebody's always trying to kill that girl." And so then Jennifer Love Hewitt, Julie James, shows up at her house, and she's like, "I just got this letter." It's like, "Oh, I know," and of course it says, I still know what you did," or something like that.
I still know.
Which is like the name of the second movie. And she's like, "Who?" And Brandy's like, "Great, who we got to fuck up?" And that's what.
So I mean, if they wanted to do another one, I could see it being. I could
see him doing it. Yeah,
I could see it being that girl who survived, maybe, or someone out. But it was just like, I was like, okay.
Well, it did pretty well, right?
No, again, this movie, 18 million, which is nothing.
Yeah.
Eddington was more than that.
Yeah.
And this box office is at 46. It's probably gonna make its money back.
Yeah,
I think
it's good enough for them.
They could have done better.
Yeah,
if they did not release it like this past month.
Agreed.
Because there's so many other big movies out. Yeah. And I think if they waited, because
August, September,
we said the same thing about Megan too.
Or not even, because usually sometimes horror movies hit just as well in January, February.
That's true.
Like if you drop it then. So, the fact I know the movie has summer in the name, but it doesn't always have to be the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was fine enough. I probably won't revisit it really.
No, it is. It's a consume and done.
Yeah.
When did the first one come out? It came out.
I want to say 98, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, it's a remake from a 73 book. Oh, I did not. Oh, okay.
I will say, I was like,
I'm talking about when did it come out? It was 97. My bad. But when did they release? October. See, they released that in October of 97.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that fisherman slicker. It's like, how does that not make noise when he's
walking
sneaks
around?
Up behind
seriously,
them?
Yeah, and he's wearing boots too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do hear the thuds.
Yeah,
but it's just like at a point when he's like right behind them. It's like, how did you not hear the?
Yeah, I always thought it was one of the weaker serial killer outfits, which you don't see a lot of people cosplaying that.
No.
Whereas the Scream costume is perfect because it's very light. You can break it down and stuff it away.
Right.
It makes no noise as you're moving.
Yeah. I did think he was scarier in the originals.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about
the hood,
and like you didn't see the face in there. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
But so I don't know and the kills were a little bit more creative in the original one.
Oh,
these were kind of just like
because I think we're desensitized to it at this point. It's just kind of like yeah. He does use a like a spear gun that he uses to
that one was cool.
I mean, he's got like some kind of device on it that pulls people back.
Yeah, it's like retracting. And then like he posts the body on a harpoon thing.
Yeah, one of the kills is pretty good on that because
really into the fisherman.
The cameo, everybody in the theater cheered for the cameo.
Oh yeah, so Julie was sitting next to me. She started.
That's why clapping. I was like, you should bring her.
Because it's funny because Sarah Michelle Gellar is the cameo.
Oh.
It was funny because when we saw her in the film, I turned to Julie. I was like, "Oh, she tricked us." Because Sarah Michelle Gellar had asked her like, "Are you going to be in the I know what you did in the latest movie?" She's like, "No, how? I'm dead."
Yeah,
and she said that. She's like, "I'm dead."
And they were like, "We can bring you back."
She's like, "No, I'm dead." She said that like, oh, she tricked it. And then as it turns out, it's a dream that the main character has.
Yeah,
and it's Sarah Michelle Gellar talking about like, "Oh, I went through this thing and."
Like today? Okay, so they didn't try and de-age
her. Well, they de-aged her.
They did de-age her a little bit.
Yeah, but she still, still looks great.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to do much de-aging.
Right.
But yeah, she's in it talking to the new final girl.
Oh, interesting.
About what she went through.
I thought she was talking to the other girl, the friend who was gonna get married. She survived too.
Oh, right. My bad. Yes, you're right.
Because she saw her in the wedding dress and everything.
Yeah, her fiance's killed. So she's the beauty pageant, the queen of this town,
right?
Which Sarah Michelle Gellar's was.
Yeah.
So she has a dream sequence with her.
Yeah.
And it's also the podcast girl that we originally saw has a T-shirt of her. Of Sarah Michelle Gellar as and now that T-shirt like sold out immediately. Of course,
really?
Yeah,
that's great.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar was wearing it, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, so. But I loved it. I was like, okay, good job, Sarah. Like, good job, people who made this movie. You tricked us. Like, she's like, how can I come back? I'm dead. Like,
I will say that sequence with her in the dreams when she kind of started turning scary.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
It looked great.
She could play a killer in her own movie if she wanted, like, just as another horror movie.
Yeah, she kind of plays like a psycho to an extent. Yeah, and her face kind of
starts.
And
bleeding,
she's like, "Oh, how are you gonna feel when you start to die?"
Because it reminded me.
Her face like starts like decompose. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
What's the movie where she played that villain with Ryan? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
I
know,
like tortured that girl at school.
Yeah, they're like rich kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name, but I thought she was great in that, like playing a bad person.
Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions. Yeah. I think she could play a good villain in something but I don't. She doesn't really act too much anymore, though.
Not much. She I don't think she's completely retired, but she she has her she's married to Freddie Prinze Jr. and they have 2 kids, so she's kind of like focused on her family a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now she's coming back for the Buffy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, which is gonna be awesome. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
She revisits this, and then she's revisiting Buffy.
Yes, everything old is new.
In the 90s. We'll get Cruel Intentions 2, or
we probably will. Yeah. Well, I think they did do Cruel Intentions 2. It was a direct-to-video. 3. Yeah.
Crueler Intentions.
Crueler.
Also, think it's funny that they didn't even change. They didn't even bother to change the name. It's just I know what you did last summer, 2025.
Yeah. That's. I don't know. I have an issue with that with the movies nowadays. Just using the same title.
Yeah, because like which one? 97, not 2025.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the Halloween, that makes sense to do that. Yeah. Because it is Halloween.
We've had 3 Halloween ones.
Yeah. I mean, one is completely not part of that universe.
Yeah.
And then the other is supposed to continue off.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you couldn't just call it, hey, Halloween, Michael Myers.
I know.
Like, I don't know.
Because that would be confusing.
But I still, last summer you could change that. But obviously, since this is a new set of kids, you can't just be like, "Hey,
I know what you did last winter."
Or well, I guess you could switch
4
seasons.
4 seasons.
That's true. That's true.
You can do 4 movies.
Oh, dude! Imagine.
Yes, yeah.
It's like
I know what you did last fall.
Okay. What if they change the theme?
Easter.
Like you get a fisherman killer, you get a pilot kill, you got to get a killer in the sky, and then a killer on the land.
Yeah, there you go.
Killer on the land. Never done that.
It'd be a miner. It'll be a guy who's mining.
Right.
But we've already had that movie with
with Valentine.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
Well, you get those killers all together, and they're like the like with your powers combined.
I drove off a cliff.
Yeah.
I crashed my biplane. It's just stupid. Or what if they did a period piece of I Know What You Did Last Summer? That'd be interesting.
Okay. Like a 1950s.
Yeah, like or like 1912.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of like old school.
1890s, 1900s.
Yeah. His T model car just careens up.
We mad at that fella.
Oh no.
Good thing there's no thing as forensics.
Supposing I'm supposing.
Yeah. Then you get the chase in between, like the Scooby-Doo chase in the hallways.
Another Sarah Michelle Gellar property.
Oh, yeah.
That's Scooby-Doo.
And Freddie Prinze, too.
And Freddie Prinze. That's where they met. No.
I wonder if they'll do another Scooby-Doo.
They met
they met in 97. Yeah, they won this.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Scooby-Doo came
after.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right.
Been married for 20-something years.
Long time.
Freddie Prinze.
It's crazy.
I need you to bring back 24. You could be the new
Jack
lead because you were an agent in something else in one of the seasons. And I know Kiefer Lynn's not coming back. You should just come back and take over because it's easy to do. It's easy to do that role.
They tried to
Damn it! What? Oh, Chloe, I'm gonna need you to. It's easy. Just easy peasy.
I think didn't they do a remake?
They did a legacy one. With I forget the actor's name, but he was in the Compton movie playing.
Yes.
Easy, I think.
Yeah.
But it just was not good.
Was it good?
It was not good. No. I watched it. I was like. And, like, maybe the last 2 episodes, it started to get there, and I was like, you guys...
It sucked?
They missed the ball on that one. Dude. So that's why I was like, that's a bummer.
All right. Well, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's fun. Check it out.
All right.
It's your typical slasher.
Yeah.
It's not going to change your mind or your life about anything, but
whether you like a hook or a knife, it'll still...
get the job done.
Get the job done.
Exactly. Happy Gilmore 2 also just recently premiered. Watson, you watched that?
I did.
I haven't. Apparently, you weren't so happy about it.
Well,
what's going on here, dude?
It's not bad. Like you said, it doesn't change your life or anything. I made the mistake of watching the first one again,
The Mistake.
The Mistake, and I'll tell you why. So I watched the first one. I do love the original Happy.
Okay.
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. That run that Sandler had at the beginning was really fun. The sequel is very much like, remember that first one?
Not that again.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like they say a joke from the first one, like, you know, like they go, shooter, like, you eat pieces of shit for breakfast, and then it'll cut to a clip from the first movie.
No, it doesn't.
There's so many cuts to clips.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh my God. I mean, 90% of the cast is back. But like, they don't, like, you don't recognize them because it's been 30 years. So they'll do a cut to. So it's like the kid that was his original caddy, the little blonde kid. He shows up in this as one of the players that he's playing against now. And they cut to him as the caddy to show, like, hey, remember this guy?
What?
I don't think that's bad. That's like,
no, but it takes you out of it though.
There's a lot of that though. It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a fine enough movie. It had some moments that really I was like, this is interesting. So, you know, we start with Happy, and you know, it's based right after the first one, and he talks about like he was doing really well in golf. Like he won a few championships during the course of his career. Him and his girlfriend turned wife, Virginia, from the first movie, had like 5 kids. And then he's on the golf course and he swings away like he normally does, and unfortunately kills her with a golf ball to the face.
Okay.
So he kills his wife, and in doing so vows never to play golf again. And now he's left with 5 kids. He becomes an alcoholic, loses all his money, loses grandma's house one more time.
Oh, of course.
So he's now living in a shitty house with, his 5 boys and 1 girl. And like the boys all move out and the girl stays because she has dreams of being a ballerina.
Okay.
And so she's like, oh, I'm here to take. So he's like got a job like at a grocery store or something, but he's like drunk all the time. And so the daughter's kind of taking care of him. And then the daughter's ballet teacher's like, look, she's really good. There's a school in Paris that will take her, but it's like $30,000 a year for this, for this ballet school or whatever. And he realizes he can't give her the life that she wants.
Okay.
So he's trying to figure out a way to make money. And everyone's like, dude, you got to get back to golf, basically. So it's, it's starting from zero again. Learning his swing again because he doesn't know it. You get some fun cameos. A lot of golfers from real life are in this.
Uh-huh.
You find out Shooter McGavin has been in an insane asylum for 30 years.
Of course he has.
Based on the what happened in the first movie. Mm-hmm. And so and he gets released by this billionaire named something like Robert Manatee, who's trying to create his own extreme league of golf. So it's called like Maximum Golf or something like that.
Of course it is.
And so he's like, we're going to show those fuddy-duddies like this golf, this extreme golf is going to be the best golf. And basically Shooter, like the first moment he gets, he like pours a coffee in the guy's face and runs out. And you find out that Happy's back on the regular PGA Tour kind of thing. And he's terrible. He's drunk, and so they, they tell him that, okay, you were drunk and you still, you have to go do like an AA kind of, membership kind of thing. So he goes to one, and it's Ben Stiller's character from the first movie is now in charge of that, and now he's abusing all these what he calls alkies, And there's like a girl who's like very supportive of Happy Gilmore, a very like young lady, like 20 something. And I'm like, oh, is this gonna be the romantic relationship in this? Because it's this weird like she's like, oh, you could do it all, kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, I hope this isn't the And she ends up being like more of a sponsor for him. So like he calls her up, she calls him like egging along. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay, interesting storyline. And then he goes back on the tour, and he's playing, and he's playing really well again. Mm-hmm. He has to get some more help, so he flies to find Chubbs' son, Slim.
Right.
Chubbs, of course, like is not in this film, and so they do a lot of cuts to like remember Chubbs, and so Chubbs' son also missing a hand, also helping people to like. So he's basically just there to be like, swing away, Happy, like it's I don't know, it's weird and it's a little bizarre, but then he goes back to a tour and he's doing well, and then it's like they're playing on like Mother's Day, and he gets flashes of his wife and stuff like that. And so he like gets depressed, and he ends up like 6th place, which is okay, but like he owes now the PGA Tour like $40,000 because of his behavior, stuff like that. So he's like, I owe more money, and then it's like the maximum league is going to challenge the regular league. And you find out the Maximum League has been like taking their players and like cutting a tendon in their back so they have better swings.
Okay.
So they actually like ratchet up a little bit, and rotate. Then and so it's kind of like, can these old school golfers beat these new school golfers? And it's like, and Happy's like, okay, if I win, like you have to pay for my kids' school, and and this golf league is no more, kind of thing. And so it's just, this challenge of like, will he win versus this new league? Will he become happy again?
Yeah. Okay.
And so then that's it. That's the movie. It's very simple. Yeah. It's nothing. It's, lighthearted entertainment. I found out after I watched the movie, I was like, why did they not work on this like romance angle with this girl? Yeah. Yeah, it's played by his daughter. That's why.
Okay, that would make sense.
I was like, the chemistry's really good. Oh, that's his daughter in real life. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And like 2 of his other daughters are in the movie. His like, his wife's in the movie. Like, it's basically everyone he knows is in the movie.
Yeah, that's usually
very Adam Sandler. You got Steve Buscemi's in there as like a drunken neighbor.
Of course,
a lot of
crazy
cameos.
Eyes.
Yeah. So it's just it's more the same.
Yeah. So what was it about it that really disappointed you?
It was a lot of like kind of like a Zoolander 2 or something like that, where it's like you're kind of redoing the same jokes again,
right,
but way after the fact. And of course it was like they had the new guys going like, I don't even know who this happy guy in the 90s was, kind of thing. There's a lot of that. And so other than like, him helping his daughter's career out, it's not much different than the first movie. So it wasn't a needed sequel. And then it was kind of a sequel that just played the hits of the first one.
Okay. I mean, were the jokes land at all, at least?
Yeah. I think it had some decent jokes. It was definitely some moments I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, they even like the Jackass guy. So his son is in the movie because that guy apparently died. So they have Eminem play his son, who says Jackass to him, and then the tall guy who got the nail in his head, Mr. Larson. He has a son in this movie,
of course,
who looks exactly the same. So it was a lot of like, wow, we're just gonna retread all this again, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you recommend it?
I think if you have nothing better to do on a Sunday, lazy Sunday, you could throw it on.
Okay.
Well, I also like, I haven't seen it yet, but I would assume though it kind of gave you that vibe since you immediately watched it right after the first one. So I think for people who have not seen the movie in years, it might fare better.
Yeah, I'd say don't watch the first one. If you're gonna watch it, you don't need to watch the first one again.
So I mean, like I'm a lot of people have been speaking well of it, or it's like a lot of people are just like, the humor hasn't changed, and I was like, if you've grown past that humor, you're not gonna think it is good, obviously. But it's just like, if you're expecting something more, you're probably not gonna like it.
I watched the first one before, and I loved the first one. I was
of course,
it felt great, watching that again. So,
and that's understandable. You're watching the second one right after the first. And you're expecting something a little different, and it's the same stuff. So it's just like, you'll probably not be as happy.
Jazzed.
As jazzed.
As jazzed.
You also watched Sandman season 2. You finished it,
did.
Watson? What do you think of that?
Man, I love this show. I love these characters. It's based on the comic book by Vertigo Comics, The Sandman, The Endless. I think the casting is amazing. Everyone in this show is amazingly, beautifully cast. Like the main guy who plays Sandman, Tom Sturgis, I want to say his name is, but he's like, it looks like you just cut him out of the comic book and put him on screen. Like he looks identical. It's crazy. You got Gwendolyn Christie playing Lucifer in this. You've got some really big names and like just fantastic. So this season, season 1 kind of more with the comic book with like Sandman getting caught for like 100 years. And we read the book over in our reading group, but it was, him kind of coming back to, after being trapped in the land of the waking, coming back to the land of dreams and seeing that it's kind of been in disarray and like nightmares have escaped and him trying to claim his power again. And so we start season 2 and he's kind of rebuilding the dreaming again. And he realizes that 1,000 years ago, he was in love with a human woman. And when she didn't choose him, he enraged, sentenced her to hell. And so in season 1, you see he goes to visit Lucifer and he sees her, and he's shamed that he left her there, kind of thing. So he's like, I'm gonna go get her out. So he goes to hell, and hell is empty. Like there's no demons there, no one's there. And Lucifer is there, and Lucifer's like, I'm done. Like I'm just done. I don't want to be in charge of hell anymore. I want to leave this realm. And she's like, and he's like, what's the trick? And she's like, no trick, just, here. And she gives Sandman the key to hell and goes like, look, whoever possesses this realm will be the second most powerful being in the universe. One being God, so she gives him the key and says like, all I wish is you cut off my wings. Because she has these huge bat wings, which are awesome. And he cuts them off to make her mortal, basically. And goes, all right, best of luck to you. And then what he realizes is, so he goes back to the dreaming, and word has gone out that he now has claim over hell. And all these different gods and monsters and demons are all showing up to the dreaming world, wanting to get hell for themselves. So they're like, do we get the armies ready? Do we go in this huge fight versus there's Odin's there and like I said, demons and different spirits and stuff like that. The Lords of Chaos, Lords of Order, they're all there to try to claim hell. And he's like, no, we're just gonna have a dinner party, and every one of them will come up and they'll tell me why they have claim to this,
why they deserve it.
Yeah. And Odin's there, and he basically.
Odin, the Viking god?
Yeah, so Odin, Loki, and Thor all show up, and he's like, I'm trying to save my people from Ragnarok, and so if I go to hell, I can take my people with me, kind of thing. And then other people come up, Lords of Chaos, and everyone, and Lords of Order, are just like, look, we're here to take over, and you don't have to worry about it, and then the demons show up, and the demons go like, look, this is where we belong. We want to run our own realm. And one of the demons has captured his ex-queen. And it's like, if you don't give us hell, I'll eat her soul right now. And you won't ever be able to save her. Yep. So then, he decides that what's best is to give the key to heaven, and make heaven can decide where they use it. And so then it then becomes this family drama about the so there's the endless, which are you've got death, dreaming, desire, I'm forgetting the other ones, but there's 4 or 5 of them. Anyway, and they're looking for their brother, Destruction. Destruction has disappeared, and no one's seen him for years. and they're like, we need to find Destruction. Like, we need to find our brother. So their other brother, Destiny, gets them all together. And so they decide to go find Destruction. And in the search for Destruction, Morpheus or Dream it's got a list of names that he's gonna list of names of people to find out what's going on, because they're the last people that saw Destruction. And one's like a mortal man who's been alive for 1,200 years. One is a goddess who's like the goddess of love, but every time he goes to like visit them, they end up dying.
Okay.
And so he realizes like, oh, this might be a terrible path I'm taking, and I should not do this. But his sister, dementia. No, I've got dementia. What's her name? Oh man, this is gonna kill me. Sorry.
That's okay. I'll look it up at the.
Thank you. Yeah. Says like, oh, we gotta keep going, and then so he finds out that the what he really needs is an oracle, and he's like, well, there's no oracles left anymore, and there is one left, and it's his son, Orpheus. And if you know the story of Orpheus from Greek myth, he went to Hades.
Despair?
No.
Desire, death, despair. Delirium?
Delirium.
Destiny? Yeah.
Yeah. Delirium's
Destruction.
the girl. Yeah. Jeez. But so they go to visit Orpheum, who is a disembodied head, who is immortal, but in losing his wife, like during the times of the Greek ancient times, decided to commit suicide. So he like let himself get killed by a bunch of like witches, but they like ripped him apart. But he can't die, so he's just a head.
Yeah.
And so he's like being guarded on this island, and so Dream goes to him and asks like, okay, I need to ask an oracle. It's the only reason I'm here. And Orpheus goes, like, I'll tell you information, but you have to kill me. You have to let me go. Like, I've wanted to die for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And the only one that can kill me is like someone of my own type. And so they say their goodbyes, and he tells him that Destruction is the last place Morpheus would want to be, which is the next island over from where his son is. So, and Morpheus punches his son in the face and kills him, and goes over and sees his brother, Destruction, and find like the whole thing with Destruction. Like, you cut back to a time where it's like 1800s, and he's like seeing, or no, it's like 1700s, because it's when Newton's around, and he's looking at like science. And he's like, oh, they almost, what happens when they start discovering science? And Dream's like, what? He's like, well, they're gonna destroy the atom, much like many civilizations have done in different planets and different. Like, he's like, this is gonna be the end of them. And he's like, and that's what I come in, and I take over as Destruction. It's my job to, end all this. And he's in love with humanity. He doesn't want, and he's like, I don't want to be the reason that this ends. So he leaves his realm. He like lets humanity go because he's in love with it so much. And to Dream, leaving your realm and leaving your responsibility is like the last thing you can do. So, and in the end, he kind of realized, like, Destruction's like, you've changed a lot, Dream. And he's like, yeah, maybe I have, because he lets Destruction go. He's like, just and Destruction's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go off into space, and
Okay.
But in killing one of his own kind, in killing his son, Dream is like basically, is gonna commit suicide in a way. Like, you see the three fates, and they have his string. And they're like, he killed one of his own. You know what that means? And they take the scissors and cut his string. And so then the second, because they cut the second season into two halves, and the second half that's the end of the first half. The second half is him dealing with that he has limited time and he has to give his powers over to the new Lord of Dreams. And basically, it's a goodbye to the show. It's a goodbye to these characters, and it's a shame. Like I would wish they had the show kept going.
Yeah.
But knowing Netflix didn't want to deal with anything Neil Gaiman, obviously right now it's still too touchy of a subject to get into.
Allegations came out against them now.
Yeah, and so they said this was going to be the second and final season. And so I'm glad they got a way to wrap up, and it wrapped up very satisfactory. But like, it could have kept going,
right?
But yeah, it was a lovely show and beautifully done, and it's a gorgeous casting was great. It looked expensive as hell. It looked gorgeous. So check it out.
Okay, good, awesome. Yeah, it's the Sandman. IP has always been really interesting. So. I do want to check out the show, so I definitely will.
Yeah, and delving into so much like mythology and history, and it's all things I hate saying Neil Gaiman-y, but it's like heaven, hell, and
right,
and these characters. It's fantastic. I love it.
Okay. Well, it also, I mean, like I've watched Sandman, but from this, the plot and descriptions you give and the characters involved, it just sounds a lot like American Gods,
which is the same writer. Yeah.
It is the same.
Yeah.
Writer. Neil Gaiman. Okay. So that makes sense. I mean, is that connected to Sandman? Like,
I don't. No.
World-wise,
I don't think so, because I don't think that was through because American Gods was a novel series and not through the comic book series.
No, but I would assume though that he's able to write.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
connect.
there's no. Yeah, I guess there's no real. Copyright on gods and stuff. So.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
But I know it was different actors.
Well, no, of course.
American.
And it was years apart.
Yeah. Because, the Lucifer show is based on his stuff, too.
That's why it felt very familiar when you were saying in Sandman, Lucifer, the person playing Lucifer didn't want to control hell anymore, and that's the plot.
Yeah, and I thought it'd be interesting if they got Tom Ellis from the Lucifer show on this, but instead they got Gwendolyn Christie, who's yet again fantastic as Lucifer.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out, man. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
And then you also watch if your voice can still handle it.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Take a
you also
I just finished my
you also watch K-pop Demon Hunter.
Okay,
you were really excited to talk to us about this.
Yeah.
What is the show? It's been all over the place.
Well, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's a standalone movie.
I've seen this. Everybody's been posting about this. What is this?
This is the bright spot of the summer. I didn't know anything about it either. I like the title alone. I was like, okay, K-pop Demon Hunter is great. But it is. It's a beautifully done movie. The animation is gorgeous. It's beautifully animated. It's a movie about 3 K-pop singers that happen to be a band called Hunters, who there's this lineage of throughout Korean history of these groups of women, mostly 3 of them, that use their voices to kind of connect everyone together, right? Like the world. Basically, your souls kind of shine when they sing, and it creates this energy field around the world that keeps demons away.
Okay,
through song, and so their goal is to make this seal around the earth golden and impenetrable. And so you see them, and they're starting off and. They're singing. The action sequences are so good. Like the animation on these fight sequences when they're, you see them on like their jet and they're getting ready to go perform a concert, and they realize that something's wrong with the crew on the jet. Like the stewardess that's like pouring coffee into a plant, and they're like, "You guys are demons, aren't you?" And then they turn into demons, and they start like doing this awesome bop of a song.
Mm-hmm.
Demons or the girls?
No, the girls.
Okay.
They start singing as they're fighting because their song kind of produces these light weapons that they fight the demons with. So all the action is to these awesome like songs, and then they fight the demons, and the plane explodes, and they jump out and they land in the concert and they do the concert and it's like, and then they're like, oh, did you see, like, as we sang, the Honu, which is the seal around the planet, started to shimmer gold. This is as close as it's ever gotten. And they're like, yeah, but we need, like, you know, a couple of weeks off. We need a break. Like, we're exhausted. And they're like, yeah, we'll take a break. And then there's a huge, like, American Idol-esque contest that we're going to go on. And it's like, you know, like the Grammys or whatever. And then we can release a new single that's going to make the world one again, you know? Mm-hmm. And so they're getting ready to, like, take a break. And you got three girls. You got Rumi's the main voice of it, and then two others. And Rumi, though, is like, they get back to their place, and she immediately, like, drops the new single. Mm-hmm. And so, like, they're like, oh my God, we got to tour with the single now? Like, we just got home. What's going on? Like, but she's like, we're so close to getting this golden net up and killing all these demons that are showing up. And you're like, oh, she's driven. And then meanwhile, in the demon world, the underworld, like, you see this, like, Dormammu-esque kind of demon and his, like, minions. And he's like a big fire, basically, of a demon. And he's like, you know, it's like, we got to stop the humans before they put the seal up, or we can never get there because they eat the souls of human beings. And you find out that there's a demon there that has created his own boy band to go to the earth and get rid of their popularity.
Okay.
So they come
to take away their power?
Yeah. The Soulja Boys.
Of course.
They go up.
Soulja Boys.
And they have this amazing song called Soda Pop. Uh-huh. If you haven't heard it, it's all over TikTok. It's a sweet jam.
Okay.
And so they go up and they kind of start stealing away their fan base. Mm-hmm. And the girls are getting a little upset by it all. And, like, the main demon guy and the main girl, there's, like, something going on. It's like a vibe between the two. Nice. And I don't really know what's going on. And they're like, you know, she's getting mad because she's seeing, like, her work kind of falling apart. And the other girl's like, don't worry, it's okay, it's fine. She's like, it's not fine, we're so close. And then you find out, so these demons have, like, kind of like this, like, markings all over their body, right? Mm-hmm. This kind of, like, pattern that's all over them. And she actually had, like, you know, you see her, she takes off her jacket in private, and she has the same markings. Mm. And you find out that she's actually half demon. Like, her mother was a demon hunter, fell in love with a demon. And so she's trying to put this golden seal up before, like, her parents start showing and people can see what she really is. Because she hasn't told anyone other than, like, her mother kind of figure. Mm-hmm. And so it's this, and then, but the demon boy kind of just finds out, like, what's going on with her. And, like, they have this moment where he tells her, like, he was human once, like, hundreds of years ago. And he made a deal with the demon because he was, like, starving on the street and his family was starving. And he made this deal so that he can become famous, you know, and use his voice for fame and glory. And then, but it turns out he, like, turned on his whole family and just was, like, eating in the palace by himself kind of thing. And he's kind of remorseful about it, but he's still a demon. So she's, like, kind of hearing his side of the thing and, like, doesn't want to kill demons now, but kind of wants to kill demons. Mm-hmm. It's beautifully, like, the way they did the animation of this. I watched a little behind the scenes thing, and they were dealing with lighting because they wanted to light it like a Korean soap opera. So you definitely get that feel for it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, the songs are jams. I downloaded the soundtrack. I love listening to it. I won't lie. I'll be in the car and I'll be bopping away. And today, this happened today. I'm driving down. I'm on, like, Buena Vista. I pull up on a stop sign. I'm bopping to Golden. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing the tune, and I see someone wave from my passenger side. I look over. There's a girl in the other car. And I wind down my window. I was like, what's up? And she's listening to the exact same song. She's like, I'm listening to the same song. I was like, it rocks. She's like, it rocks. And then it was like, cool. And then it's that awkward moment where you're still at a red light and you think it's going to go green. So you can just be like, cool, see ya. And it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So you're just there like, huh, okay.
That means you both were supposed to sing along together.
Yeah, man, you should have.
I know.
You should have cranked it, and
Yeah,
you should have gotten out right there in the intersection.
Just a little dance.
Stand up
Yeah.
in the middle.
It was
man, you missed
missed
that,
opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
But yeah, man. So and it was just
sense of
like
adventure.
this. It's a basic story. The friends find out about her demon side, and they kind of reject her, and then she has to learn to love who she really is.
They call her a filthy demon.
There's a little bit of that.
Oh, there's some X-Men vibe in there. Like, filthy freaking demons.
Yeah. It's got some X-Men kind of Frozen vibe. Like I don't know. I dug it.
Although I mean the way you describe this, I don't know. It sort of sounds like they're trying to get rid of the demons in a way that a certain group out here in the they're trying to get a group of people.
I mean, there's definitely shades of that.
I mean,
there's definitely some of that.
So
you can interpret it any which way.
Yeah, I don't like to watch things that are too topical, so I probably won't watch it.
But every now and then, like Netflix puts out these little animated things that are gems.
Animated studio is
pretty good.
Crazy good, yeah.
So yeah, and like from what I heard from the creators of the show, like the K-pop element was kind of like a last minute thing. Like,
really?
She was just like, I just wanted to do a story, but like.
But the characters were Korean already, though.
The creator's Korean, and she wanted to like delve into more of that, and then she was just like, "Well, they need a day job," and it was just like, "Oh, what about?"
She's
K-pop
probably
stars?
a fan of the Gems, like the old cartoon.
Yeah, it is very Gem and the Holograms.
Or what was that? It was like on Fox Kids or WB. These 3 spy girls that I forget the name of the show, but it was very. No, I mean that's 3 as well, but they fight bad guys and supervillains. But there was another show on, like, I want to say it's Fox Kids. It was like a blonde girl, black girl, and an Asian girl, and they
Twix?
No, something else. It was like called Spy something. I don't remember. But they had their like day jobs, and then they would put on their suits and then fight some villains or whatever, super villains type of thing like that. But
I've just described this movie to people as like Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets like Spice World.
Okay.
Like that kind of vibe. And lots of fun,
All right.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I definitely I've heard a lot about it. I want to check it out. So. Yeah. So we had a bunch of trailers drop recently. I'll just go through each of them really quickly before we log off. Avatar 3, Predator Badlands. Of course, we had the Toxic Avenger, which finally has a release date, thankfully. Yeah. And then Johnny Depp as Mr. Hyde for a trailer for a graphic novel.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. What you guys got any opinion on any of these? I know we're going to talk about the Hyde one, but Avatar 3, I mean, are you guys interested?
I mean, it is... I feel it's like cameras laughing in the face of everyone that was like...
Yeah.
Like, everyone that was like... When he would say, like, no, this is not Last Airbender... Yes, it fucking is. Because now you're introducing firebenders. Yeah. Like, these fire characters are putting their hands in flame. Yeah. And then there's going to be, like, an air tribe. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the tribe that they were initially started with was the Sky or whatever. Because they had the flying.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Things
You're right.
like that. So, but
we had the water people at the last one.
Yeah.
Now we got fire.
I mean,
like, come on.
But if he's
got the name's Avatar.
But I mean, if he's got 10 movies. There's going to be more than fire, earth, and water. And,
shit.
It's going to be like
get some blood bending going?
We're getting metal Navi. There we go.
Navi.
But
I see you.
Yeah.
This one looks more interesting though because we get evil Navi or supposedly evil Navi, and like they reunite with the human kid, and I want to see how I forget the actor's name that's playing the bad guy for the whole series. Oh my god, I hate that I'm forgetting his name.
I just
I'm gonna say Michael something, but I'm. Oh my god, I hate
the guy that was in the last one, or
Quirrell is the character's name. Stephen Lang.
Yeah. Stephen Lang. Yes, Stephen Lang. Because I've as it's been mentioned that he's like kind of the antagonist throughout the whole series, or something.
Yeah.
Or the way the second one ended, I was like, maybe he's gonna turn good, and then he's gonna help. What's his name? So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Just maybe make these like not long, and like if you're making these short movies.
Yeah,
I would say when did Wave Water come out? Like
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Was it?
I was like, that's a quick turnaround for this because.
Oh yeah, because the first one was
2009.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if he takes 2 years,
2022. Holy shit.
2022.
Yeah.
It's 2025. So
Almost,
all right,
almost
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
if it takes,
Well, I saw an interview with
made
Zoe
$2 billion.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana was like, when I started doing the first one, I was like 23.
Yep.
And now I'm in my 40s. Like, she's like, I don't know how much more any of these we can do.
yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna have to cut the story shorter than he wants.
Yeah.
Because of time.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if he's doing 3 years for each of these from now on.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard a rumor of him saying he's going to take a break or something. And I was like, there's no way you could take a break if you want to keep doing these.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
Well, and I don't know how much. I mean, obviously, there was demand for the first one because it's never been seen before.
Yeah,
it was a spectacle.
Yeah.
The 3D element was a huge part of it. Then you had like 20 years till the next one, you know. So, or not 20 years, but it was, you know.
yeah, it felt like it.
Felt like it. So I don't know, like going forward, you know, if there is one every 3 years, is it just going to be diminishing returns after that? You know, we're not going to see $1 billion each one.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like if he made shorter ones, he wouldn't have to go as hard. But like if he's trying to do these epic tales, like you have to treat these movies like episodes of a TV show instead of long ass, epics.
I know that Disney's all in. Because they're even like planning to make like an Avatar land here in Disneyland.
That makes sense. I mean, it's marketable for a bunch of stuff. So, except they can't get a video game down well enough for it yet. Because that most recent one was better, I heard, but I don't think it did well enough.
How hard can it be? You're right on a big thing.
That's
you would think.
You would think, but yeah. That and what was it? One of the other.
So we also had Predator Badlands.
Oh yeah,
just dropped.
The new trailer.
Yeah.
The new trailer pulled me in a little bit more because the intrigue of the Weyland-Yutani android. Yeah, and I'm like, all right. So
it looks like she crash landed there.
Yeah,
she's trying to find a mission.
Well, from the trailer, it looks like they have a base on that planet as well.
That could be it.
And they're probably trying to get some material for obviously the
company.
Most
dangerous planet.
Yeah, they was like we want these materials to make weapons and blah 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 blah.
So she's got a little bit of a humor side to her for an android too.
Well, I mean, like she gives that good luck line in the trailer as a, obviously all the droids have to go good luck.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued because they're already crossing over Alien and Predator universe here.
Yeah.
So
in a big way.
It would be interesting if we see some familiar things like in that base or because it seems like they're not just fighting
power loaders, right? There's power loaders.
Yeah,
in the
it looked like there was a different
end,
form of power loader,
right?
And like
more advanced one.
Our main Predator is facing off I guess evil predators or some kind of the white dreads.
Yeah, it looks like it's a different, maybe a clan that's after
because he's bigger. He's obviously bigger than him.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
this is supposed to be a juvenile predator.
Yeah.
Right.
So. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I don't think he's fighting. I mean, it might be his own tribe. I don't know, but they look different enough where it's because the guy wasn't red, so he was. I don't know. I'm sure they're not all the same color. But it'd be I'm interested what the story's going to be.
Yeah.
So at least that's what I'm
even his
now.
weapons seem very kind of basic. Like he's got like a plasma bow versus the plasma cannon.
But I think that might be a test for him. They're limiting him on the gear. Yeah. So, but we don't even know what time period obviously though with Weyland-Yutani, if they have droids, it's probably in 2022 or 2056 or something.
There. Yep. Toxic Avenger trailer, which looks really interesting.
Fun.
Peter Dinklage plays Toxie. Yeah.
I mean, like I've already seen the movie in a festival 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and I'm so glad it's got a release date.
Did you like it?
I
know we talked about it, but
I loved it. It's wacky trauma fun.
That's
and
awesome.
When we saw it, the director was there to do a nice Q&A and talked about like trying to keep the essence of the original and that wackiness intact, and just like there's stuff in this film like if they keep the stuff that I saw in it, it's like it's gonna blow people away.
Would is there references to the original? Like would it would it help if people watch the original before seeing this new one?
No, I don't think you need to.
Okay.
It's a retelling of the origin story, so it's not like a continuation or anything.
And I'm very excited for it because I love Kevin Bacon and Elijah Wood when they're just doing these like independent film now, and they're playing the wackiest characters most of the time. So I'm really enjoying their kind of like later years.
Yeah, Elijah Wood
vibes.
is doing a full like riff-raff / the Penguin kind of deal. And for no real reason. Like it's never really explored in the movie. It's just like that's the way it looks. Nice. Okay.
And then Kevin Bacon's like a company.
He owns like a pharmaceutical company, and you see him like he's very vain through the course of the movie. He wants to try and stay youthful and beautiful as much as he can.
Nice. Love it. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing how that is. When it comes out.
Oh man, it's fun, and I'm so glad they went practical effects. They went with an awesome costume for Toxie. And
it wouldn't be Trauma if they didn't go practical.
So. Very true. And then so we also got which is something unusual. It's a trailer for a graphic novel.
Yeah.
That Johnny Depp and
Ridley
Scott worked on.
Yeah.
And so it's a kind of a 5-minute short film. Of Johnny Depp
like a proof of concept.
Yes. That's what I was thinking as a proof of concept as Mr. Hyde, kind of in his laboratory with his own thoughts kind of consuming him. And his madness slowly overtakes.
He's like drinking some kind
absinthe,
of potion.
Some poison, some concoction he's made up himself, and it's like a potion that he's drinking to, I guess, stay as Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he's not Dr. Jekyll.
So I'm. That's another thing. I kind of wish we got to see the Jekyll side, like, because just to see how Johnny Depp would portray that version as well.
Yeah.
I know this is for a graphic novel, but I'm hoping that it's in the same vein as like other people's ideas, where it eventually will turn into a movie or comic book. And like for the fact that Ridley Scott is a part of it, I can see
some big names. Yeah.
So it's like, why wouldn't they try to? And the fact that they filmed some parts of it instead of it just all being a comic panel. Yeah. Like it could have been just VO'd, and you didn't have to. Show, but obviously Johnny Depp really wants to be in this role, and I think I read somewhere
shot by Ridley Scott or no?
Maybe, but
it seems like it is. Yeah,
I think we didn't get a good quality video, like on whoever posted it, but like I think it's possible, but it was so weird. Like I've not seen Ridley film in that way before, so it felt like fake almost. So I'm intrigued by it. Maybe. If supporting the graphic novel will make that into a movie, I would be down to do it.
100%. Yeah.
Go to your local comic shops. Hopefully, Hyde is.
I don't know when it comes out, but keep an eye out for it. Check it out.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. It was really, the production value seemed very high on it.
Yeah.
The set that he's on, which is like this kind of like subterranean 1890s London. Kind of basement. Yeah, it's all stone and wood, and
that's probably just Johnny Depp's house.
Yeah. It's his basement.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it being part of the.
Hey Ridley, have you seen my basement?
Yeah,
I've decorated in a way that I think could really work for what we're trying to go for.
Skulls down there.
But I think he would be a good addition to the epic or dark universe.
Right, we talked about that. Yeah.
Well, I think he was originally cast
as the Invisible Man.
Invisible, yeah.
So maybe this is his ploy of, well, I'm not going to be in the film, so maybe I'll try this, and maybe they'll want me to join in later, because I don't know how far the park has made its way with all the monsters, but I know those ones in the park will be in the movies.
Yeah.
So,
Blumhouse, I just saw an interview with the main guy from Blumhouse, and they just wrapped on The Mummy, their version of The Mummy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested.
Who's The Mummy?
I don't know. But I'm interested to see what because they've been doing these kind of pseudo-realistic, like with the Wolfman and Invisible Man.
Yeah.
These kind of like modern day tales. So I'm interested to see what their version of the Mummy will be.
Yeah,
Mummy's probably just like a person that's decaying.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
there you go.
let me hug you to death. I got super strength from this amulet of Ra. I was like, okay,
Which is really
sure.
represents my trauma with my father.
I never hugged my mommy, so I'm gonna hug you guys because that's how the mummy killed people, right? Didn't he like choke people or
He would like suck their essence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just bring back Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just do that Mummy movie. Yeah. The original, obviously, the original.
Yeah.
Just make that scarier. Make it pull out the comedy and make that like just scarier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the original Mummy movie is a classic, but we don't get to see the Mummy itself a lot. It's just mostly.
It's just
Boris
interesting
Karloff,
this universe that Blumhouse is kind of creating.
Yeah.
With their versions of everything, it's like
I just want to say is like get your Dracula down first, and then start doing these other.
That's where you should start off. That's
the Dracula
linchpin
down, bro.
That's the linchpin of any monster, franchise. So.
You got to stake that shit down.
Because
original monsters.
If you don't have one that's a staple there, then it's just gonna be like Because we got the Frankenstein coming out soon as something. So.
Yeah, and I sent you a little something on they made a kind of independent version of the Gilman movie.
I saw that. Yeah,
so.
I haven't watched it, but I know I saw
that. Looks interesting.
It does. And then also we finally got the Acme movie release date.
Yeah.
28 August of next year, 2026.
Oh, next year? I thought it was this year.
No.
Oh, damn.
All right.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's finally this movie.
It's happening.
Was made last year, and then it got kind of.
Yeah,
it seemed like it got canceled
a
for
while ago.
Yeah.
It was made like when Batgirl was being.
That's right. Yeah.
The fact that they're doing it next year, then, do you think they're going to add scenes to it and add more comedy and
maybe
animation?
more cleanup of the animation
probably
happen, but they said
it's Catch
it was
Up Studios, right? Or
yeah,
but
they said it was pretty much done. Like it was.
But that's why I'm like, why would you hold off a year? I don't understand.
I'm thinking because they're afraid of releasing it now and then going up against other summer blockbusters. Like maybe that's the only thing I can think of.
And marketing it they're. Like,
it would be out of the blue. Like it would be so quick.
Yeah,
people
forgot about it. Like they didn't even release a trailer for it.
There might be something also with theaters where if you need a certain amount of theaters to hold it, like their schedules are already booked.
They probably want to promote it in a certain way too. So
exactly, because the day the Earth blew up did so well. Yeah, and I think now they want to.
So glad that got released.
So if anything,
I'm glad this is getting released.
Like they might have another animated movie premiering before that. So like they could already be working on one.
So now that we get those released, James Gunn, please, can we see Batgirl? Please.
Right. What's going on?
Why is that one still being held? There's footage of Michael Keaton as Batman that we'll never get to see.
Brendan Fraser is the
Firefly.
Yeah. Well, I did want to see his
Firefly. And he said, he was he's like, this is really good work I did.
Yeah, well, you can see in the clips that were released, leaked, he's on there on that truck firing his flamethrowers.
Come on.
Yeah, come
on. James Gunn.
The only thing that we can, I guess...
I know you listen.
The only thing they can say is that, well, the tax write-off, but they did that, now they're doing it for the Acme movie, so I don't know if they can stand by that still. I don't know.
Right.
So I hope they do release it.
And
then...
movie release it.
Before we go, we just have to say goodbye to 4 legends that we lost. Since the last time we last spoke to you guys, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, rough week.
Rough week. It's those are some legends that we all grew up with to some extent.
Yeah.
We wish you well and our condolences to the family and rest in peace. So
yeah.
To those legends lost. And then before we go, we should probably Comic-Con, because I don't want to end it on such a sad note, unfortunately. Comic-Con did recently, it was it last weekend?
Yeah.
We were talking about it before the podcast. It doesn't seem like a ton of stuff came out of it this year.
It seemed very chill. The panels and stuff seemed the biggest panel, I guess, that was there was George Lucas showed up to talk about his new museum that he has in downtown LA for motion picture arts.
It's going to open up soon, yeah.
So they were talking about that. It's going to have a life-size Naboo starfighter in there.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's going to have
this is pod racing.
It's going to have pods. It's gonna have pod racers.
It's gonna have some like costume design stuff from like Indiana Jones and like it's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know when they're opening it, but
yeah,
I know it's pretty much built. I've driven by it, so it looks like a giant spaceship.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So I can't wait to check it out as well. I mean, biggest thing I saw come from it was the I don't want to say life size. Galactus, but he was pretty big Galactus.
That cosplay
around.
Was amazing. Yeah, I saw a video of the guys working in it, and he's got stilts up to our knees, and then on top of that,
did you see? There was also footage of Eric Bauza as a Sentinel. Though he was walking around as a Sentinel.
That's awesome.
Nice,
because he voiced it in the X-Men '97 cartoon. He voiced the Sentinel. But obviously he couldn't do the voice because it wouldn't modulate.
Right.
But you could tell him, he was like, I'm going to kill you, mutants and stuff. I was like, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw they did a huge thing for Peacemaker Season 2. So, like, John Cena showed up in full costume.
That's awesome.
They had, the full panel there. They did like a musical guest came out, and they did the whole song that's going to be the new Season 2 opening song. And then they did it was like, hey, show up as your best Peacemaker outfit, and then like some people showed up, and John Cena would pop out from behind him.
That's cool.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Someone made someone made a funny video of about Fantastic Four. It's like, why would the Marvel directors or why would Marvel approve this shot in Fantastic Four when the news is interviewing Peacemaker, or the talk show is interviewing Peacemaker, and the camera just pans over to Peacemaker, and then a person's just like, there's no one there. Like, why is the camera? Because like you can't see me. They're going off that joke. I was like, that's funny.
That's good.
A little
that's
smart.
awesome. So we'll keep our eyes open for any new stuff that comes out. We'll definitely bring it up the next time.
Yeah, we've got Together coming out, which we want to see. Naked Guns coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
SummerSlam's this weekend.
That's right.
So if anyone's into wrestling, we'll be talking about that probably.
Wrestling.
So good
Watson
stuff.
is our expert in-house wrestling expert. So.
Well, I do my best.
Yeah.
He does his research.
I do a lot of research on Rhea Ripley mostly, but yeah.
I'll also be going to Midsummer Scream next month. So.
That's coming up.
Yeah, Halloween convention at Long Beach. Can't wait. It's so much fun.
Probably gonna be so hot.
It's gonna be ridiculously hot.
Yeah,
it's gonna be ridiculously hot. Yeah, and there's so many people in these conventions. Like the main convention hall, there's so many people in there. It's just incredible. The AC's blasting, but you can't feel it. It's oh god. Yeah, but it's fun, and I got the gold bat, the VIP. Excuse me, so we can cut in line. And go.
You know what you should do if you can think of a costume where you're wearing like just maybe even the Scream outfit, like just it's because it's a gown almost.
Oh, and I already got it for him. You're gonna be the shower curtain from Psycho.
Well, I mean
you just have a shower curtain.
Someone's already done that though. I've seen that costume. But I'm saying if you just wear the gown, you don't even have to wear the mask, but you can wear the gown, and nothing underneath, just your boxers. You be breezy,
cool.
Be nice and breezy.
Cool.
It won't be bad. I'm sure it's made of cotton, not polyester. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, last year Julie went as the female Scream. She had a skirt, black skirt. It was pretty dope. And then I saw Tactical Ghostface, which was pretty cool. He had a helmet and the tactical gear.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it. Rip me off, dude.
Because I was a Friar Tuck at the Ren Fair one year, and I wasn't wearing much
just
underneath.
Had those robes?
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, this feels great. It's nice and breezy. Having a couple drinks and easy to go to the bathroom. Man. I just lift my gown in the porta potty,
just like the original Friar Tuck.
Hey, that's how you do it. Yep. That's how it's done.
I gotta breathe, man.
Gotta breathe, baby. Let it breathe.
That's from Edge of Tomorrow. I gotta breathe, man. The guy that fights in just his underwear.
Yeah.
We'll have more for you guys next week. Next time. Excuse me. Next week. Do you want to take us out, Chad?
All right. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. If you haven't already, please follow us, like us on all the socials, Twitter or x.com. Instagram.
We're on YouTube.
Comment dislike, share.
Yeah, tell us to fuck off.
Yeah, give us any movies you might want us to talk about or watch.
Yeah, don't forget to rate, review, and also hit that bell and the little thumbs up. It does help us.
Yeah, because YouTube doesn't always recommend.
I know. Get those algorithms working for us, baby.
Yay. Right. And as we always say here, at Enter the Nerdom, I forgot what I was to say.
Where are we?
Here? Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
If we ended on the sad note, I was just going to go, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
We just got a copyright strike.
See,
we're getting struck for that.
We're not getting a strike for that. Come on. All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Bye.